When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I grew older, I set aside childish ways. Corinthians 13:11. In the distant future, mankind has spread into the stars and found it is not alone. Within the cluster of planets known as the Silrain Heart, many races strive for survival or supremacy. But throughout this array of planets, societies, and cultures, each has one thing in common: the crucibles. Scattered throughout the galaxy, each moon-sized structure contains a core of raw sorin, a form of mysterious energy used to power ships, cities, and sometimes the warping of the fabric of reality itself. Beings who can do this have been given a name: Espers. The power of God has been granted to God's children. It is a time of terror. It is a time of wonder. It is the time of Esper Genesis.
For those of you who weren't awake before, you're awake now. Welcome, everybody, to Esper Genesis. Oh, my God. And the immediate sub. Thank you, Dennis Maelstrom. That was good timing. You're like, I will get you back. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Argonauts, to a Friday night stream. It is June 14th, 2019, in the year of our Lord, etc., etc. And this is Esper Genesis, and we are coming to you live from Origins 2019. Thunderous applause from the woo audio. Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. We are coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio in Origins, and we hope everyone has been having a good few days. We have been having a good few days. We are busy, and we got some stuff to do today. So before we get on to all of that, just a couple of reminders about ways to support the stream. If you have not done so already, please make sure to follow the channel. That is always one of the best things you can do. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to check out the YouTube, where you can see past broadcasts of this and other streams. Checking out with ArvTube, !ArvCord will get you over to my Discord channel, where you can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams, and you can always find all of this out at arvanelleron.com, which is my website for this channel. Arv Shop, Arv Shop is where you can get merchandise. We will be adding Esper Genesis merchandise to there reasonably soon. We have just expanded to include some Adventures of Middle-earth merchandise, as well as Infinity and Beyond, so you can definitely head over there for that. You can, of course, support the Patreon, which we really appreciate. That is currently sitting at about $357.56, I believe, !Arv Treon for that, although I don't have that number cover up on screen this time, and we'll talk about why in just a minute. And last but not least, the sub button, which is currently sitting at 60 subs. We're trying to get up to the record number of 71 subs and beyond it. So if you can hit that sub button above the video window, that would be lovely. But the most important thing today, besides introducing these wonderful people to you, which I will do in just a moment, is the other reason that we are here today. And that is that we are here today to do something very exciting, and it is a reveal. As you know, we are currently involved in a Kickstarter for Icarus and Jelinek, my graphic novel, which is being published by the amazing Athos Arts, with the incredible artwork of Acela Fabio and the amazing work of Chris Suda in lettering and layout, and all that other good stuff. We have launched it a few days ago, and so we are in the process now of trying to push it and move it and sort of let people know about it. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure, first of all, to support that. But also, we showed you just the Jelinek cover the last time, and so we are actually going to have a chance to reveal to you tonight the Icarus cover, which is awesome. Like, I mean, I'm biased, quite obviously, but I think it's amazing, and I cannot wait to show it to all of you. So I'm going to pull that up. Before I do that, I know that all you're looking at right now is a black screen. I'm going to be heading over to show you the folks from Esper in a minute, but I wanted to show you this cover first. So Chris, Chris is actually here. Do you want to just briefly? Do you want to just briefly say like what? I don't know, like what you thought when you saw the cover, maybe? Chris Bell, of course, from Athos Arts, who you folks saw last week. Do you want to just briefly mention that one?
Well, I guess I'll just tell the story. I was sitting at my desk. I think it was in the morning, and Acela was. We were emailing back and forth a little bit, but all of a sudden, a email popped in my inbox, and it was like, "Here's the cover." And I looked at it, and Emily will back me up on this. I think I screamed out loud, and I said, "Get in here, you have to see this." And we pulled it up, and I can't wait to share it, because it's really that good. It's amazing.
It is super, super amazing. So, chat, are you, the question I have for you is, are you hyped? Are you hyped? Are you ready? Are you prepared? You are not prepared, but can you pretend to be prepared anyway for this? Can I see the hype? This is also mostly checking that my bandwidth is okay. I think we're okay, but there's the hype. Yeah, good.
You've built
good,
this
good,
up
good.
enough. There's people crowding around your computer now.
What is this thing?
So,
I don't know. All righty, good. In that case, it is my great pleasure to introduce the Icarus cover for the first time. And I put it on the desktop. And here we go. Icarus reveal, right?
Yes, Christmas, that's it.
Not porn folder number 57.
And there it is, the Icarus cover. It is pretty freaking amazing. That was done again by Acela. That is now the lettering layout actually for this was done actually by Christopher Bell, who did amazing work with this, but with the consultation of Chris Suda. And the thing that got me about this was just that, like the colors, the beauty of the colors, blue up top, red down below, the detail in the wings. And the thing that Acela really gets that always amazes me is just the emotional detail, that he's really able to pull what it is that Icarus is feeling as he goes through it. So this is just, yeah, I just was like really, really excited. As his chat, I can see from the oohs and ahs. Really, really cool stuff. And what we want to ask all of you to do, if you haven't done so already, is we want to ask people, yeah, exactly, Miranda, thank you. We want to ask people to please, if you haven't done so, let people know that we're doing this right now. Right now, I believe Chris has just launched on Kickstarter, has launched that update, actually, so they can see both covers. So please spread the word, because we really are trying to push the Kickstarter, get momentum continued on this, because, again, we're only a few days in, but we want to continue to push, because we do have a fair bit of funding we need to go here. So if you haven't done so already, please spread the word and share it and let everyone know. And please support this. I may even be willing to consider giving the players a benefit of some kind, perhaps, if we reached a certain level tonight in the Kickstarter. So I'm just saying, they may beg you for that desperately. I have no idea, but that's going to be happening. So again, wonderful art from Acela, and I'm just super, super happy with this. So that is the cover for Icarus, and again, that is now being announced officially, and so it has now been revealed. Okay, and that means it is now time for us to some strong movement. Yep, that's true. That's true. So, with that said, and by the way, if you want to know how to contribute, if you're like, wow, I need to give money right now, ! Icarus or ! Jelinek, Jellinek, will link this Kickstarter, and then you can go over there and do that. Now I'm going to introduce these lovely people who have been so indulgent of me in allowing me to fanboy over this cover. And I'm going to unmute the person who's with us remotely, and then I'm going to introduce you all to... There we all are. We are actually here and present, except for one of us who is currently on the West Coast. But everybody else is present. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. One of us on the West Coast and one of us is not here. But other than that, everyone is present. I don't know what I was getting at there. I'm still thinking about the cover. I don't know. But it is a great pleasure to have two of the players with me in this room. In addition to, by the way, you can't see this, but 75% of the the Alligator Alley force is with us. So I feel like I'm surrounded by royalty. We got Athos, we got this. We even have Mike Underwood, Turbo Tango here. Just as an extra, yeah, it is awesome. You're right, Paxi. There's nothing more awesome than this thing that I'm looking at right here. So we are all there. But yes, so I want to say hi to everybody, and I will start with the person on the left of the screen, who is the only person that's with us that is not with us in realist. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm still thinking about the cover. Johnny, it's a great pleasure to have you, man. How are you, Johnny? How is life in the universe and everything? And how are you doing? Who are you playing?
I'm actually incredibly jealous right now, so I really just want to drop off the call because it's so much fun being in the room with you guys. So yeah, I'm super jealous, but I'm good. It's Friday, sun's still shining on the West Coast, and it's beautiful weather. So and I'll be playing Aramis, Ashen Forged Melder, who's got to still level up to level 5. So yeah, that's me.
Yep. He's completely prepared. By the way, he's been leveled for a week at least. Everything is totally ready to go. Moving right along, we have someone who is actually in my actual presence in the room, and that of course is Kat Rambo. So Kat, welcome. Hello.
I don't know where to look.
Well, you could look at me to say hi, and then you can look at them to say hi. We have it both ways. So there's Kat. Kat, do you want to just briefly talk about how Origins has been for you, I guess, and all that kind of stuff?
This is the first time I've been at Origins since I was 18 years old, so it's been a little while. It has been amazing. I got to have breakfast this morning with my brother, and you should go support his Kickstarter too.
Yes. Oh, that's right, which I'll talk about in a minute, but go ahead.
And I am playing Petrosinus, an Ashen Forged Sentinel with a very large hammer.
With a very large hammer. Okay, so we'll need to make sure, you can't hear her well? Okay, so we'll need to make sure that we have this turned up a little bit. Okay. You can hear her? Well, if there's disagreement whether you can hear her, then I'm not going to ask her to do anything. Oh, it's low. Well, that's probably because the microphone is over here. So let me put the mic down here, like so. Okay, that might make it easier. It just means that Carlos will have to shut. No, I mean, it'll be fine. Yes, so I should mention, I forgot to mention that before. On Monday, June 24th, we are premiering Hearts of Wulin, which is based on Wuxia Theater, and it is amazeballs. It's really, really cool, and it is going to be GM'd by Kat's brother, Lowell Francis. It is going to have Kat playing in it. It is going to have Mike Underwood, that you can't see, but is with us right here, playing in it. It is going to have Saad playing with us, and it is going to have Joyce Ching playing with us, and I think that's all, right? I mentioned everybody. And it's going to be awesome. And by the way, I have seen, and almost no one else has seen, the video, and I have seen the overlay. And the only thing I will tell the players is lots of pedals, okay? Lots of pedals. There are so many pedals.
So many pedals.
The pedals are so many, oh my God. They are tremendous pedals. So, yeah, so it's going to be amazing. And that's going to be the 24th, as I said, at, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time is the start time. So Hearts of Wulin, do not miss it. And is the Kickstarter over yet? Or are there...
It has 2 more days to go.
2 more days to go. So definitely go over there and support it while you can. ! Wulin in chat will get you the link to that. But thank you, Kat. It's a great pleasure. And then moving right along, to the right on the screen, but to the left of me, is, of course, Carlos Hernandez. Hello, Carlos.
Hello, hello, hello.
So, same question to you. How has Origins been and all that stuff, and who are you playing?
So, the year was 1983. I was subscribing to Dragon Magazine, and I was seeing the ads for cons, and Origins was one of the ones.
Oh, yeah, and Gen Con was the other one.
And Gen Con was the other one. And so, I swore then and there that someday I would make it to Origins and Gen Con. And Gen Con I've been to several times, but this is my first Origins, and so it's bigger than I thought it was. I've always heard like, oh, it's like the little brother of Gen Con, or it's but it's still pretty huge, and it's terrific fun. So like being on the author track has been just great. Just meeting all of these other authors and interacting with readers and stuff. It's been super fun. You know, now I know that you were not a hologram. So
That's right.
Yeah, so this is now proven, you know, for me, but not for you, because chat, you have not yet verified this. So
Yes, exactly. You do not all know, but I can
But
confirm.
I know, you know, so
I can confirm.
Right. So it's been terrific. Yeah, had a great time.
Oh, everyone is very quiet. All right, hold on. I'll fix that. Okay, how's that? Better? Is that better? Oh, because what I think I accidentally did was never mind what I did. I think I fixed it. Is that? Can you hear
Yes,
everyone
it's
now?
much better.
Everyone can hear us? Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, I messed that up. Anyway, great pleasure. And you're playing?
I am playing Ludiku Sleepwell, a Valna medic engineer who's having, you know, basically his terrible teens, you know, explode right in Aramis's face.
That's yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to doing this. And actually, this is the second time that I've done this live with Carlos, because we actually did a stream down at ICFA. But this first live stream I've done with Kat, and I did one with Johnny too. So the only one I haven't done a live stream with is Zach, because that slacker never gets out of Cali. So he needs to, you know. He needs to get out of here, and then it'll be fine.
I'm a little worried about having Petra right next to me, because if I pop an attitude, I can get a backhand,
right.
you know, like right here. So,
Exactly.
You know.
Here's the large hammer in the flesh.
She's very
but-
patient with your
She
teenage
is.
ways.
She is.
Yes, it's true. Okay, well, it is a pleasure to have everybody here. Zach Clay will not be joining us tonight. He, as I mentioned before, has got other responsibilities, which meant he wasn't going to be here for this. Normally, he plays Cosmoritis, and I forget who he said he wanted to Jaeger him.
Well, I have a suggestion.
Okay.
I mean, we have so many experienced role players in the room. Maybe we should groupthink Kaz and just
Yes.
Oh,
you know, have
Yes.
the
I like
team
that.
come together.
group
like that,
think
you know?
Kaz. All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Do it.
This is going to be fun. Every time Kaz does everything, it's like Twitch plays Kaz. It's just like all four of them. No, go right, go left. No, up, down. Left, right. It's just-
No, you're left. You're left.
What was his adventure like? He was just very erratic. He just banged into walls a lot.
That's
and just,
right,
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, what could possibly... Kaz decides to give all this stuff to Petra. Yes, that I could see that very much happening. Okay, well, it's a great pleasure to have everybody here. I'm excited. Bye, Rich. See you soon. So let us get into the catch-up, basically, the recap of what we did last time. So during our last session, the party has been dealing with the Undercity in Pel Saros. Pel Saros, of course, this wretched hive of scum and villainy, which has got on the underside of this thing a whole series of levels that basically keeps the station running. And there have been rumors for a long time about what actually is running the stuff down there in the station, and the crew had a chance to actually find it out for themselves when they went down there and found these strange, bizarre creatures called the Fenarg that could basically, were sort of vaguely slime-like, that can take over bodies and basically speak through them. But the thing about the Fenarg is that the story that they told is that they had essentially been imprisoned, enslaved, if you will, down there to be able to do the work that was necessary to keep the station running. This did not sit well with any of the party, and in fact, as a little side note, I was both very pleased and a little bit surprised that the party immediately was like, nope, must free the Fenarg. That will not stand. So the party was very much in favor of freedom and not enslavement, which is good. But they really decided that we need to do this. And the reason they had gone down there was to find their old nemesis, Spindra, who had abandoned them previously when they had gone out to try to find the parts necessary to repair their ship, the Hyperlance. And if you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of extra information, you should watch the previous 26 plus episodes to be able to find out those details. But when they went down there, what they had originally thought is that they might certainly punish Spindra or maybe even kill her. But what they ultimately decided to do was they decided that they would enlist Spindra's aid in trying to get the people of Pel Saros to do what was necessary to free the Fenarg. And having done so, then maybe finally get their bloody ship fixed and get the heck out of Dodge and get out of Pel Saros. When they went to, left the Undercity and went back up to the top after having spoken to the Fenarg about this, and having, as we've talked about quite a few times off-stream, spoken very memorably through Sleepwell's character, who was actually the one that was controlled by them, When they went up above the Undercity, what Spindra and several of the others told them was the only one who really has the juice to make this happen is Canero Praxis, who was the information broker that had given Petra the information to go down into the Undercity in the first place. When they actually found Canero Praxis, though, they found something else unusual about him, and that is that he is not just actually Canero Praxis, that he is actually a character named Abraxas, who was a person that supposedly had been the one that told Spindra to abandon the crew in the first place. However, Canero Praxis had made it clear that this Abraxas that had told Spindra this was not him. It was someone who was impersonating him from within this corporation called Zephyr Corp that was trying to basically burn him and essentially get him to no longer be an effective sort of process. And so Abraxas, who claims that he is actually Canero Praxis, that's the real Abraxas, is trying to get revenge and to clear his name. So the question is, how will he do that? Well, he offers the party a chance and says he will figure out a way to basically communicate and figure out a way to basically rescue the Fenarg from Pel Saros by broadcasting essentially live to all the vid screens on the station what has been going on, to basically broadcast the Fenarg and to broadcast some of the ones from the Shadow Technocracy who are currently the ones that may be working for Zephyr Corp, it's unclear, who may be masterminding this whole business, a few of whom are actually sitting on the Hyperlance, which is the crew's original ship. And so he said he would do this, but in order to do this, yeah, clear as mud, exactly, Brahms. And so when he chose to do this, he said what he asked from the party in return was to find this project, which was to find this information, basically, that was in this base, essentially. Give me just a second so I can find my notes about that, which are not here. You'll excuse me, but I just gave you a whole bunch of stuff that just happened. There's my thing right here. Yes, lovely. And yes, okay. And so what he essentially explained is that Abraxas was betrayed by someone at Zephyr Corp, this corporation that I mentioned before, and they tried to frame and then basically burn notice him. He wants to clear his name and bring down the insidious megacorp. And so Abraxas tells them one thing that they need to do is to basically remove some of this experimental research, basically, from a station called Hespera Station. Hespera Station, which basically has a bunch of stuff that apparently Zephyr Corp was connected with in some way, and that there is a data core which the characters need to get back, the crew needs to get back from the Hespera, and part of that data core also includes this experimental research. Now remember, for those of you who've been following the campaign, that the crew, including Sleepwell, has been finding some unusual creatures, including the Alfred that they possess, which seems like some weird Kanasi AI combination that's been somehow grafted together. And apparently, the theory, according to Abraxas, is that such abominations have been created because of the research being done by this Zephyr Corp. So he wants them to get back the Hespera data core, and he wants them to get back the experimental research from the biologics bay, and also makes clear that if something terrible has occurred, then, to quote a phrase, nuke it from orbit, it's the only way to be sure, disable or destroy the station if they have to, but really what they want is that sort of memory information. And the thing about this station is that it is extraordinarily secret. There is very little security, there's a small staff, and it's basically in the middle of this ship graveyard where nobody even knows that any such thing exists. In fact, a lot of the employees of Zephyr Corp don't even know that this thing actually exists. And so he basically said, if you are willing to do this, then I will help you out. The party, after due consideration, agreed. They decided that we will go off and do this. And in return, he ended up broadcasting this message in which I believe it was Spindra, if I'm not mistaken, gave this rather impassioned speech, as did every member of the party. Gave an impassioned speech about the importance of Pel Saros, basically the people of Pel Saros, throwing off this oppression. And the point that Spindra made was, Pel Saros is a hive of scum and villainy, but it's their scum and villainy. No one else gets to be scummy and villainous than them. And to know that there are characters that are trying to basically pull the chain, whether it be the Zephyr Corp or anyone else, is beyond what the people of Pel Saros are likely to bear. Or at least, that's the logic that's being presented. What? Oh, you're showing me the, is the stream? Oh, is the stream down? Okay, hold on. It should be, okay, it should be back now, I think. Okay, we're back. See you, Mike. So it should be back now. Sorry about that, folks. We are on hotel Wi-Fi. We are on convention center Wi-Fi, so we're doing the best we can, but that's probably going to happen a few times, so you'll just have to bear with us. Okay, so as I hand things back over to the party after, sorry, long recap, but there's kind of a lot going on. As I hand things back over to the party, the last thing that we did was that broadcast happened, and through the vid screens, you could basically hear and see hear sirens going off, see lights beginning to flash, and this surge of people in the station basically beginning to leave their homes and buildings for whatever reason applies. And so now I'm going to hand things back over. Spindra has basically shut this thing off, has just played this recording for everybody. Oh no, wait, you know what? I take that back. You were going to go into their, I'm trying to remember at the very end of our last session. You were waiting to play the video, is that right, until you were going to go into the Hyperlance, or am I misremembering that?
I thought we played the video.
You did play the video, and then, okay, that was the last thing we did. So, right, but you were going to be going into the Hyperlance after that point, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you were basically standing, and who was going in to the Hyperlance?
Well, we hadn't quite gotten that far.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, the video is played, you see the Ryzen thing, now you get to decide what you guys want to do. So I'll hand it over to the party at this point.
Well, let's go kick those guys out of the Hyperlance, but I wouldn't mind some backup.
Yeah, so I'm assuming there's a porthole where I can kind of like look outside and see, you want to know what's sort of like happening. Are people starting to gather? What are the security forces doing?
Bless you. It doesn't seem yet like there's a lot of people coming close to the ship, but if you're looking at the vid screens, because remember they kept switching like to different parts of the station, it looks like there's definitely a lot of like disruption, but it doesn't seem to have gotten up to this point yet. You do actually make a perception check for me, please. Sleepo.
How do I do that?
Oh, well, let me get you my dice. We're going to do this old school.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
Where's the dice cam? I don't believe him. I want to see the dice on camera.
Well,
He will show the dice game. I'm pulling out. I want Chad to know.
Red bag.
Yep, this is the bag that I've had since I was about 10. So, here we go. See?
bag.
And,
It's not a Crown Royal bag. Wow.
yep. And many, many
And
dice.
it's not a Crown Royale bag like everyone else's bag.
But you always
Your
get your
point,
dads.
sir?
I should really, in fairness, be using the Esper Genesis dice that I had, but instead I will. Oh no, I do. Look at me pulling out the Esper Genesis dice.
Beautiful.
Right here. Look, chat. In case you are curious, you can note for yourself.
You gotta hold me here.
Where's the camera? Actually, I'll put it up here.
Okay.
So here we go, chat. See? Note the Esper Genesis symbol. All right. So, okay, we've got that, plus we've got the metal dice. Okay. So if you could make the dice cam. All right, here we go. Here's the dice cam.
Oh, it's heavy.
Yes.
Yeah, this is like a fist fighting die. 15.
Okay, and then your perception.
Oh yeah, it's a +4, I think. And so I am proficient in that. Let me just be sure. To you. So perception +4.
Okay,
So 19.
so 19. So when you look out, when you start looking out there, you do notice that there are about 3 security guards, or what looks like them, and a drone that is hustling. Well, the drone isn't hustling, it's flying. But the other 3 are hustling down basically away from the ship and seem to be heading down towards the end of the dock. Now, you don't see any disruption down there, but you definitely see that there are guards moving, and they were not moving before.
Right.
For whatever that means.
Anything going on with the harbor master?
So far, well, remember the harbor master was in the office, and
Right.
you have not, like, the video has not flipped over to him, so you don't know
Okay.
if anything's going on with him.
All right. But I guess I can't see the harbor master from the window, the porthole. Okay.
Nope.
All right. Well, I just sort of like announced to everybody. It looks like security's starting to move a little.
Let's give them enough time to sort of get in people's way, and then perhaps move in.
Right.
And Spindra looks up at the video, and she's like, "You see?" And she's got this strange, almost like glazed expression, like, "You see? You see?" And like as you can see, you can see there is like lasers firing. You can see that a couple of people are sort of punching each other. Now, that might also be just like a typical Tuesday,
Right,
depending where you are in Pel Saros. Yeah, that might just be a typical one, but this seems larger than that. There seems to be the video, as it's switching to many different places, you see the same thing. And you can't hear it yet from where you are, but you can definitely see lots of sort of lights. One of the camera feeds that she switches to is now just static, as if maybe it got shot. Basically, the vid camera itself has been shot. And so there's stuff going down, basically. Also going down is my need to get my glasses, reading glasses.
So I guess the question is whether we wait a little while or just start moving on the hyperlands.
We should move we should move while the chaos is happening.
Right.
We don't know how long it's going to last.
So do we want the chaos to come to a little bit more of a head, or do we want to go ahead and plunge in? If we look at the chaos, Greg, do we get a feeling that it will... Do we have any feel for kind of like if it's hit its peak or if it's ebbing? In a sense of
No, it's
power?
not ebbing,
Okay.
but it's hard to get a sense of it because it's so scattered. I mean, it's just based upon what you're seeing in the vid screens. You're not in the middle of it. You know, you're in the ship right now, so you're somewhat insulated. Can you do me a favor and move that camera a little bit, somebody? Because it needs to go up a little bit, Chris, if you don't mind. Just like, yeah, up a little bit, a little more. No, it's got to go more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it just needs to bite down a little more.
Almost further down. Okay, that's good.
Does it stay?
Yeah, well, if you close it though, the clip closes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is what happens when we do. That's all right, I'll do it.
Sorry, there's the whole
So we can just
Dicam
confirm.
fiasco. Thanks,
No,
Johnny.
it's all right. Can you do me a favor, just tell me how it looks?
Oh yeah, because
So,
Yes.
Oh, now I'm in here too.
How's it
so
looking?
it's
Hi everyone.
you're bouncing up and down a bit right now.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
Carlos
get it.
is
Okay, there we go.
Now go
head
up.
is cut off.
You need to point up.
Yeah, go up a little.
A little more. A little more. A little more. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There.
Perfect.
Good.
Alright.
Touch nothing.
Think so.
Never
I
touch
think
it
so.
again. Oh God!
We'll have to trust the Dicam for the rest of it. Okay. Maya had become so much better looking. Wow. Wow. Enjoy your negative rolls in Emberwind for the next 3 years, my friend.
Disadvantage. Disadvantage.
We call it the Brahms advantage now. Okay, so it's hard to tell basically because of how erratic it is.
So
Well,
yeah.
shall we?
I want to get our people out of there.
Okay.
Alfred is over there.
Yes,
Yeah,
it-
so
That's a
we
good.
can't
Well-
wait.
How safe is Alfred right now?
I don't know. They could be doing anything to him.
I'm more worried about what he's going to do to them or anybody else.
He's a gentle soul. He won't do anything to anybody unless he's ordered to do it. I mean, I don't. And he's just really starting to. The stress is starting to like. You're an Ashenforge. You're actually just like him. You're part machine and you're part organic. You're basically an Alfred. Why are you like this? Can't you see his humanity? Ah, let's just go.
Aramis just shakes his head at you, looks at Petra.
Petra's
And
not
just-
entirely happy with that remark.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's kind of like, all right, let's get going. We'll talk about this at another time at length, perhaps.
Just show me where I'm wrong. Just show me
Oh,
where
yeah.
I'm wrong.
Okay. Let's get going. Let's get going.
Okay, so so you head out towards the Hyperlance. Now, once you actually get out of the ship, remember I mentioned that the hangar The dock is not designed like sort of separate bays, as in the upscale things like Beltaveria. This one is basically one massive hangar. So therefore, there is sound, obviously, since there's air in here. And so when you go out there, you can now hear in the distance on the other side of the hangar something like ricochets and shouts and mechanical sounds as if something is getting blasted and then blasted back. And it's not like thousands of lasers, but you hear it definitely at the end of the hangar, some distance from you, but in the direction that the soldiers, etc., were running.
But not in the direction of the hyperlands?
No.
Okay. Let's go check on the hyperlands.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you, Johnny?
Yeah, I have one quick question. We saw 3 people exit the ship. Did we see the one that was more machine than man exit the ship?
No, you're not talking about the soldiers, are you, that I just talked about before?
Yeah, we didn't see anybody actually exit the.
No,
exit the
nobody
hyperlands.
exited the hyperlands. No, this is just security guards from somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. By the time Sleepo saw them, they were already running.
Okay.
So when you go over to the Hyperlands, you may remember that I mentioned that the Hyperlands door was slightly open. It is not anymore. Hyperlands door is now closed.
So at this point, I have to ask an out-of-character question.
Sure.
We leveled up, but we haven't taken a long rest.
Right.
So what do we got?
Go ahead.
Technically, we should be fully refreshed because we leveled up, even if we didn't take a sleep. We deserve that.
Yes, that is what I was going to say. Okay. Although it's funny because you're like, technically this worked automatically. No, you're actually right in this case. So, so you will be at your full level 5. Okay. It's more because you hadn't used up all that much stuff from previous. So yeah, so you're now your level 5 selves.
Okay.
Hey,
much good may it do you.
I was down to 3 talent points, guys. So, I need my 27.
What do we roll for hit points? Is it a D8?
It is whatever your
I think it's D8
hit die is, which I think might be.
I think it's a D8.
I think it's a D8 plus your Constitution modifier, which would be 3.
3. If I shake it for a long time, the value is higher.
Oh yeah, it increases every shake. Oh.
This is why you take the 5.
No. I have to say. Remember, Chad. Now let me just show you what the roll was. This was the roll. So she got a 1. Now, I do have to say that there are, of course, as you all know, a thing we call inspirations that exist that you can use. Although technically that should have been done before the roll, but it's okay.
I didn't use that one somebody gave me last time.
Oh, you still have it.
Right. Yeah.
So you could do that.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. I forget who gave that to me, but I am deeply thankful. And
I think it might have been.
there.
I don't remember who it was.
I will remember the name of it.
God damn it!
Always take the average.
This is why.
Let me
Always
show you the
take
roll
the
again.
average.
5. This is why you take the 5.
Well, it's a 4.
It's a 4.
4 total.
Fine.
Yes, it was you, Dragonspear. Unfortunately, your
Thank you,
inspiration
Dragonspear.
apparently expired. It didn't work.
Apologize for not using it better.
But I have 4 more hit points.
Yes, you have 4 more hit points. Okay, so so you're now standing outside this closed door on the ship. If nothing, she's consistent. Yes, that is very, very true. Dragonspear wants to know if you want another. Is that like a get back on the horse? You'll be fine. Like don't. Okay.
That's a fair die. Just checking. All right.
Have you roll it next time.
Look at that. I rolled like a 6 and an 8.
Okay, so what are you folks doing? The door is closed.
All right. So at this point, I will make an assault drone appear.
Okay.
And I say, somebody get the door. I'll send in the drone.
Okay.
I will open the door if I can.
Now, that's a good question. So the door is not opening. It seems to be locked.
And we don't have like our clicker keys or anything?
Well, the secret remote. Normally the thing is supposed to be able to essentially panel open, basically biometrically, locked. But your biometrics, at least yours, I mean, you each in turn try to walk up to it, and it doesn't seem to do anything. And that could be any number of things. Sleepwell probably would know that it's possible that could have been hacked, or that it's just being overridden from the inside, or it could be any number of things. It doesn't seem to be opening yet. Also, you hear more of that gunfire, laser fire from the other side of the hangar.
Can I make a computer systems check to try to open this thing? And while I'm doing that, I'm going to actually use that.
Let's see. Oh, black hat. Okay. To be able to hack into and break through rank 2 and lower warding talents, such as magnetic seal or program trigger. That is not a bad idea. Yes, I think you can do that.
Well, so the question I just got rank 3 talents, so I'm definitely going to use it at rank 3.
So, okay, which means that you can hack into the effects of talents or techniques used to ward electrical systems, such as a system lock. Okay, so yes, you can do that. And that also is going to be opposed by the person who's trying to lock the thing in the first place. So I will be making a roll on my side, secretly, that no one can see.
Okay, so just another thing to note about that, I gain, so it's not like a bonus, I actually gain advantage on the intelligence checks because I built a hacker's kit at one point to actually use this particular
oh, I see it. I see it. Yep.
Talent.
Yep.
So now, so it's going to be one of those things where if I fail, I'm going to do it again. So
okay, no, that's fine. I'm good with that. And I should point out that just so people know, I am going to be using for my die roll the die that came with the original red box, which I bought back in 1984.
Nice.
And it's still got the crayon. I'm pretty sure that's the original crayon that was used to color this in. So I'm going to be doing that. You didn't hack it. Why would it say that? Dragon, you're not the only person with IT knowledge you know. It is conceivable that in the far future, other people have learned to hack. That is possible. Okay. What do you, so, oh, sorry, why am I looking at you? Okay, so Aramis, I need a roll from you, Aramis.
Hey, how about that 22 there, Greg?
Yeah, so you go over and actually start looking up at it, and there's a little sensor that's actually right above the door, which is where the biometrics are actually analyzed, and you can actually see that the thing looks almost as if it has been sort of shifted or moved from the inside. So how do you, as you go up to that sensor, how do you access this to try to do what you just did, which was awesome?
It looks like it's shifted a little bit, you said?
Yes, it's almost as if like the sensor was off center instead of like being out, like focused where you folks are. It was off to the side, almost as if it can't, be like looking out where you are.
I take the hacker's kit, which is definitely going to include some, some tools that are going to allow me to like quickly manipulate a piece of hardware if I need to remove a panel or something, and I'm just going to kind of move it back into place, and I almost bring it out of it a little bit to make sure that all the wiring hasn't been messed with, and then just kind of seat it back once I've got it all secure, ready to go, and then just engage it.
Okay. It looks actually like as you're doing that there was something that was trying to override this from the inside. So actually you almost have to like kind of force it a little bit to get back into place. So it looks like it wasn't mechanically hacked. It looks like it was actually, or it was being overridden. But you're able to kind of push it back, and as soon as it does that, it sees whoever is standing in front of the door, and poof, it slides open. And when it opens, you that you see that the lights on the ship are not out, but dim.
Interesting.
Can you do something about that, Aramis?
Not from here, you can't.
What does it look like right inside that first room?
So, let's pull you over to the map.
Peek over here.
Yeah, so let's move you folks here and you here. Let's move. There are no guards here at the moment. Okay. So when you enter the airlock, and let me sure. Good, that's on OBS. Good, lovely. So when you enter the sort of outside airlock, the door opens and the lights are dim, and you can sort of feel this sort of low humming as if the engines are at a low ebb throughout the ship. And the door to the inside of the ship is also closed. So you're in the outside, outer airlock, basically.
The inner door locks are closed?
Yes.
Are they not responsive to our biometrics?
They might be. You have so far not moved close enough. Like I didn't know. I was waiting. If you want to move in further, you can. But like, so.
Right.
But the lights in the airlock are dim. Is my point.
Okay, so I turn to Sweetlow and say, how long is it going to take you to get that assault drone ready?
I make it appear instantaneously. About that long?
All right, I'm going to open and close this door. You're up, buddy. This is your time to shine. And I move right up to the front to the door to the biometric scanner.
I'm
Okay.
Poised to send it flying through as soon as the door opens.
Okay. So the door opens, and you see nothing except for the dim hallway of the hyperlance. So your drone presumably just goes entering that space, and is not. There's nothing sort of, up or down from it. It just seems to be again the same sort of dim hallway with a low engine pulse that's going as well.
Just checking my
Hey,
for
hey, Sleepwell. Let's see about clearing the way to the med bay, and start from there. Let's set that up as our base of operations.
check. And so I'm just trying to see. I'm just so sorry. Where is the med bay? Is it right
Oh,
there?
yeah, med bay's
Is
there.
it- Okay. And so I'm
you're
gonna
here.
move. Yeah, I'll move the drone sort of like right here, and I'm gonna follow right behind it, so I keep in its line of sight.
Okay, so it moves smoothly down there, and you can follow it as you say. What are the rest of you doing in the meantime, like Petra and?
I am trying to adjust the lights in here to see if I can get them up.
Okay, well, to do that, because they're not actually controlled from here,
okay.
you would have to be able to go to either an auxiliary control room or to the main control room. Because typically you just go like lights,
Okay.
up or down. But yeah.
Then I certainly have my hammer ready.
Okay.
And I'm just sort of basically standing there, and I'm uneasy about this dimness and kind of constantly eyeing it because I'm convinced that something is trying to creep up
Okay.
using the dimness.
Okay. Are you following Sleepwell down towards the med bay and
Yes,
the rest of them? Okay.
I will make sure nothing happens to Sleepwell.
Is your hammer always on fire?
No,
Okay,
only when I want it to.
gotcha. But I mean, could it be actively on fire, or just sort of blazing like a torch?
There is a way to do that, but I don't really want to use up that attack.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay. So,
And just to be clear, I'm sort of like at the corner, kind of peeking around.
so like there.
Yeah, like there.
Okay. Aramis, where are you in position in relation to Petra, who is at the moment like right behind Sleepwell, basically, from the way she described it? Where are you?
I'm going to bring up the rear and let, just sort of keep an eye out over here and let Kaz sort of, support Petra and Sleepwell to get us to the med bay.
Okay, well, actually, I think we're doing like the hive mind, right? So what is audience? What is Kaz doing?
Yeah. So, Cosmoritis, our sniper.
This may bite us in the ass, just so I know.
Staying as far back as possible.
Staying as far back as possible. Okay, with the sniper. Okay, got it. All right. When you peek around the corner, you see nothing but the closed door. Basically, what I'm showing you here, of course, is what the map like layout is in the hyperlens,
Right.
but you don't actually know what's on the other side of it at the moment. So.
Okay. I'll move the drone here, just right to the front of the door.
Okay.
Does it approaching it cause the door to open?
No. But it might not notice based upon, it's hard to say. It might under some circumstances open, but it doesn't hear
Okay.
when it comes close.
So, I'll just announce that door did not open automatically.
All right, Aramis is going to move up and try to get into that door as well.
Okay. When you get up to this one, Aramis, again, this thing does not open, but this does have basically like a small little, like a palm pad that you could also do. It's supposed to have the sensor anyway, but you don't actually see, the sensor seems to be fine on this one, but you've got the palm pad to the right of the door as well that you could try. Obviously the drone can't do that.
Then I will touch the palm pad.
Okay, so when you do, I want you to make, for me please, a perception check.
course.
I want you to make a death check now.
Save versus death.
Save versus death.
Yeah, how about a 19 there?
Okay. When you did that, you thought you heard almost like an inrush of air, which, for the record, should not be happening when you're going from this hallway to the next hallway. But the door is now open.
Do
Did
we
anybody
know
else hear that?
Go ahead.
No, it was quiet. I mean, it was pretty quiet. Like, you heard it because you were right on top of it.
No, I'm actually
Oh, I'm
you know,
sorry.
speaking
I beg your
out
pardon.
I'm speaking to the characters.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, it's all good. Did anybody else hear that?
Hear what?
There was like and it was just for a second. It was like a like a whispering sound, like a rush of air or something. I'm not sure what it was.
Like there's lower air pressure in there?
Like a vacuum?
What?
I don't know.
Vonifer says it was me.
It seems to me that these conditions, the dimness and lack of air pressure, signals a particular kind of foe, but I don't know what it could be.
Yeah, I mean, Aramis is going to rack his brain and think about xenobiology and see if he can actually, figure out what this might actually be.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a biology roll.
All right.
About a 14.
I mean, there's nothing in particular that, I mean, it sounds less like a creature and more like, an actual difference in air pressure from one section to another. It's the kind of thing that you might have heard, entering a ship that had not yet had its oxygen supply up to full or where it wasn't, fully pressurized. But you don't know of any creatures like that. I mean...
Or something where it was depressurized to be able to shut, have people pass out or whatever, right?
He said sagely, I don't know.
All right, sleep well. The door's open. Air pressure difference might be a problem, but your drone should be fine, right?
Drone should be fine. What do you think, though? Should we try to just get to one of the auxiliary controls and try to hack in and put everything up to normal? Like, maybe this feels like a trap.
It does feel like a trap.
It does, but if I remember correctly, the med bay has a station like that we should be able to access the system that runs the ship. So
at this point, I'm like, what if we call out? What if we call out to the Alfred and say, Alfred, attack any enemies around you? We could say, don't attack Rona. He's just sort of like thinking through like the exact commands. Like, don't attack Rona, but attack anyone else around you. I could just yell that and activate him. If he's active, he might even be affected by air pressure.
I think you should keep Alfred in your back pocket for an emergency because he is our biggest weapon, and I think let's go forward but keep him in reserve.
It's just like, it feels like we're walking right into a trap and we're not taking advantage of anything that we could do to help ourselves.
I actually hate to say it, but I kind of agree with Sleepwell here. Although I do think that at Petra's point, once we're revealed, the true capability of Alfred, we're not going to have that advantage of surprise. So, Oz, what do you think?
What? Oh, actually, now we have. So, does Kaz have any opinion about this? Kaz just not. Kaz is just like. No. Oh my gosh.
So, Sleepo is just like,
Let's send the drone in. Send the drone in and see what it sees.
so.
Aaron Elsa's poor Aramis finds himself agreeing with Sleepwell more and more.
You know it drives him crazy too.
Oh man.
It does.
So, I'll just start singing "Send in the drones" and it's like very, not nonchalantly, chalantly, send in the
Just
drones.
nonchalantly. Okay. When you send in the drone, okay, so you slides in here, and there's still, nothing. What direction are you?
Yeah, so basically, there's an entrance here. Is this door closed?
This door, yeah, well, they're all normally closed unless you come close to them and then they will open.
So the drone will pass by that door.
This one goes,
Opens.
and it just seems to be what it looks like.
Enters inside.
Okay.
Gonna have it just, circling around, pushing against furniture.
Okay. So you do that. The lights again are dim, and it still, is pushing against sort of the seats and things like that.
Forgive me. These are 5-foot squares because the range I think is 30 feet.
They
So
are,
I think I have
yes.
to move in a little closer. So I'm just gonna kind of like keep
there?
myself, right there. in
Roughly.
perfect range.
Okay. You just, push against stuff. Just silence, and nothing sort of moving or stirring. Everything looks normal except the lights being dim and nothing being around.
Okay, so then Sleepwell is going to very courteously move past Aramis and tuck himself in this little nook right here,
Okay.
so he can peek around the corner, send the drone over to the medical bay, right to the front door of the medical bay.
Okay. So when you get to the med bay, opens up.
Nothing?
No.
No reaction?
Nope.
In he goes.
Okay. And then again closes back.
Again, pushing against carts and
And
whatnot.
here you're probably, you'd have to move up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I'll just move. Actually, I'll just sort of like non-stealthily just like scamper into the medical bay.
Okay.
Aramis is going to back him up.
Okay. So, I want both of you, please, to make Constitution saving throws for me, please.
Constitution. Me.
Nice.
Is that +3?
That is a
Mighty 21.
mighty 21. Can't possibly see what I'm doing. 21. Oh no, it's 9.
How about a 23?
Wow, and the crit. Okay. So Sleepwell, you feel a little bit dizzy, but it passes. And Aramis, you're kind of like, it's like you almost get like a, like you're suddenly you have like a sort of stabbing pain type of thing. You're like, what is this? And then that kind of clears also. But you do notice that your breathing, both of your breathings, are a little more labored than might otherwise be the case.
So I'll head right over to computer console here to see just what I can do.
Okay.
Is there any particular smell or something going on in the room? As we're both noticing something physically going wrong with us. Are we noticing anything that is perceptibly obvious?
I would say not,
different?
other than the fact that your breathing being a little labored the air does feel a little thin. Like it does seem like you're not quite able to breathe in enough,
Right.
Oxygen. But I mean, there's nothing where it's obviously like smells like rotten eggs, type of thing.
Can you use any of the medical equipment to analyze the atmosphere?
Well, it depends if they think about it.
I'm
So-
calling this out from the corridor.
Well, as Sleepo is doing his thing, I of course update Petra and Kaz as to the situation. So
Okay. Are you using your? So I want to two things. One, Petra, are you moving up like to the door because they're down
I
here,
will move out to a little bit outside the door.
like here-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have you make this check in a minute also. Are you using comms as you do this, Aramis? Like, are you using the...
oh yeah.
Okay. All right, so you all hear in your comms, Aramis, say whatever you want to say.
It's hard to breathe in here. You might want to hold position for a second. Sleepwell's trying to access the computers now.
Meanwhile, Petra has made a critical success on this. She's like, this is just slight run. Are you kidding me? No, you do sort of sense also that the air is a little bit thin, but it's it's fine. I mean, like you've had worse, but it does seem a little unusual. So yeah, you were going to.
So looking for the computer console in here so that I can try to look at like system monitors and see how much air is being pumped in.
Okay.
Lights, that sort of like level 1, very basic stuff.
Okay, so when you fire up the computer, and again, there's no real obviously you don't have, this is only a med computer, you don't have control over anything else. But when you fire up the med computer and you do sort of a quick check, you can see that the oxygen content in your blood is lower than normal. Now it's not absurdly low, but normally oxygen concentration is like 97 to 98%, and yours is more like 90, 91.
Yeah. So I'm going to announce this instantly. We have low concentrations of oxygen happening, and it's probably going to keep depleting while we stay in this area. We need to get somewhere where we can get more oxygen, or we need to get out of here.
If this is the med bay, are there like oxygen masks or anything like that?
There were space suits in a different part of the.
Okay.
Yes, and there would be sort of like an isolation, like a basically oxygen booth, but it would only fit one of you. But there is one that would be like that, yeah. So
did Sleepwell leave Alfred in here?
Alfred is not here.
Okay.
I believe he did maybe leave him in here, but he is not here at the moment. No, I think because he sent him here, but Alfred is definitely not here.
Okay.
So, what else can I access at this computer? So it's a medical station, but you can't access this system-wide?
No, you can access the current environmental conditions of the bay if you wish, though, like the medical bay.
Yeah.
And the current environmental conditions of the medical bay show that the oxygen levels are lower than they should be, for sure. The other thing is that you would know that that means that either the hull of the ship has suddenly become porous and all of them are equally low, which is ridiculous, or it means that all of these are, for whatever reason, every room, once you got past that hallway door, is being kept lower than it should be normally.
Right.
And that has to be deliberate.
So I'm going to try to just turn up the oxygen in this room.
Okay. You don't really have access to do that. This gives you sensors, how big the oxygen is. You can't do that. You can again put one of you in that isolation bed so that you can get oxygen for an individual, but you can't do it for the room.
Right.
And Cause does not breathe. Is that my? Am I correct
actually,
in thinking that?
I need to double check about whether the Bellari do or not. I think they do.
They can't, if I remember correctly, they cannot survive outside of their suit, but there is some element of they can't also just survive in the vacuum of space.
Yeah,
they do require some of the resources or whatever.
Yeah, let me double check because I know they can consume nourishment and so on, but let's see.
Because if he's immune to this, then we should be using him ruthlessly.
Okay, so
I'm sure Zach will love that.
What? Say that again.
I'm sure Zach will love being exploited for his ability to survive, where we can't.
Oh my gosh. This is extremely durable. Subject to damage in the same way. There is. It says that it's an extension of their senses, the Bellari suit. They can disable their tactile senses. Such an action limits their ability to channel their energies. I think they probably do have to breathe on some level. They have advantage on saving throws against poison and disease and are resistant to poison damage while wearing the containment suit. They don't need to eat or sleep, but I believe they would need to be able to have some basic breathing.
Okay. Yeah, we
I don't
do
know.
have an expert.
I know. Do you have a thought, sir?
They do not have an erasure ability. That means that they don't have the need to breathe. It's just not a racial ability on them. They don't have a racial ability that says no need for air or whatever.
So they do need to breathe. You mean?
Yeah, they don't have air. They don't have need to eat or sleep. They actually are somewhat subject to poison damage.
Yeah, they're just resistant to it. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
resistant to it.
Okay.
And they're-
Okay, cool. All right. So I've heard that I have been the word of God has explained what I suspected. Okay.
Maybe not quite.
That's how I would have interpreted that way anyway. So I'm glad to know. He's not even here. Throw him out of the airlock. See if he lives. Wow. No. Good God. And I don't know if you noticed this, Carlos, but someone mentioned before. It was Aradinel was like, so this is the Raging Inferno, right? And it was like different game, because in the Lasers and Feelings games that we played, we made it that the med bay was just a Raging Inferno, and you just throw people in to like burn away their wounds and stuff like that. Just
like all Rambo all the time.
oh God. Anyway. So they would need some air. There you go. See, they need some source of air for their bodies to combust. There you go. I like that. So yes. Yeah.
So, I say, if we stay here any longer, I think we're going to be in trouble. We might want to go back and just try to raise levels. I think everybody here can actually, this is a little out of character, everybody here can see in low light. So that's actually not much of a hindrance, but the, in character again, we've got to have air. Like they're clearly doing something to try to starve us of oxygen.
Where is the closest place where we could access the systems and actually mess with the atmosphere? Like how close are we to that?
Probably
like
the
that?
Closest that you could get would be if you went to the auxiliary control, which would be over on where's the auxiliary control? It's over down in the engine room, so it'd be down here. Because over here you got the galley, you got sleeping quarters, the other airlock, and so you've got the auxiliary control would be down there. And then of course the main control, this is the armory, you might remember, and then the front is obviously the bridge.
Oh, lovely. Another fight in the engine room. This will be fun.
Sure, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's great.
So which one do you think they're going to think we're going to go to? Because they're going to put their greater forces in whichever one they think we're going to head to.
It's either going to be the cockpit or the engine room, because in both places we'll have some level of control over what's actually happening on the ship, which is why the med bay seemed like the right thing to do, the oxygen, notwithstanding.
Well,
so I'm just saying, were there spacesuits on here?
There is a spacesuit. I think there's probably 2 of them that you could find, but they're not in the med bay.
No, they're over in that one room, I think, where Petra pillaged. Kaz got a new gun.
Yes, over at the armory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a couple of us could put on spacesuits.
I think that's a good idea.
It's going to limit our mobility. Just so you know.
Not breathing's going to limit our mobility too. It's a good question.
Good
Point
point
is, there's not enough spacesuits for all of us.
Fair enough.
Kaz wants to be at a distance anyway, and I can do a lot of what I need to from a distance. And kind of look at the drone. And so, I think Petra, you have a hammer. You've got to be.
I'm not a distance person.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I think you and Aramis maybe should suit up.
What are you volunteering me for? I don't walk. I'm not a close quarters kind of guy. You know what? You're the one with claws. I mean, you're our cat, aren't you? Meow, scratch stuff. Why don't you go in there, buddy?
So, I start moving the drone toward Aramis, just slowly, just putting it between.
Welp.
Well, I will follow. You're gonna send the drone in with me after it, is what we're thinking.
Yes, the drone can go first. In fact,
I intend for the drone to go first. I will go second. The rest of you will watch.
I'll back you up, Petra. I'll go with you.
All right, that's
okay.
Thank you.
Where are you going Where are you going to be in the meantime, Sweetpaw?
So basically, I'll be following them back to there. I think we're all gonna converge on the armory.
Okay.
So we're all gonna go there together, and then from there we'll have a marching order of basically drone, Petra, the rest of the cowards.
And is Kaz gonna sort of allow you to pass so that he remains way behind? Like, hive mind, is it? Yes? Okay. The hive mind is in the belief that he will continue to stay way behind.
Excellent.
He seems strangely passive and as if disturbed or troubled by
He's
things.
having a bad day.
Yeah, he's just, you know.
Somebody needs to get on mic and speak for him. We definitely need to hear from him personally. I really feel like that's an important element of this like sort of hive mind.
No.
No. His fire just glows a little more. You know, it's just like a mood ring, like a very dramatic. You know,
The smiley face on his helmet turns
yeah,
upside
this
down.
smiley face
It's
in the
just
helmet.
like straight line today.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Okay. So the drone goes first. So just quick order. So Petra is right behind the drone.
Yep.
Aramis behind Petra. And then you're in front of Kaz
That's right.
still? Okay. So the drone makes its way up. Now, are you moving it in front of the door to just go in, or are you keeping it from where the sensor would normally
Just keeping it
sense
for right now until we're all ready. You know?
Okay.
So,
All right. So you're up there, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Actually, I don't have to move Aramis. Aramis can move Aramis. I just started moving you because I'm like, I have all the tokens. Okay.
Oh, it's all good.
All right. So you are now up here and together.
So, you know, I say to everybody, gonna open the door. There might potentially be something there. We ready?
I am ready.
The drone.
Hey, Greg, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
So, did you mean to leave the three guys hanging out there on the map?
Yeah, I moved. I just been moving them around for right now.
Oh, okay.
They were from the previous time, so I moved them out of the airlock.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. I missed
Just
that.
remember,
No, I think it's totally fine. I'm just going to move a few more, but don't worry about it. There's about 12 more I'm going to put, but that's fine. You shouldn't take anything from that.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm not
No,
worried. Whatever.
It's okay.
The drone hovers in front of the door.
Okay, so when that happens, the door opens, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for the drone because a laser fires out of the room.
Okay. Is it my dexterity?
For the drone, I don't remember. I'll check. I don't know whether it be the drones. I don't know if it'll be your dexterity or not.
My guess is probably not, but I don't know if we have stats for the drone.
Yeah. Like, what is a drone's dexterity?
Kierkegaard asked that once.
Right?
What is a drone's dexterity?
it's one of the existential questions.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go. So, okay. Engineer, call rig.
Oh, so it's the
No.
second level assault drone. So under the
yeah,
engineer power.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I should have just pulled this.
That's okay. Okay. I don't know. What is the brain trust?
Go to the back of the book. where
Yeah.
the drones are.
I'm sorry.
Go to the back of the book where the drones are and the little pseudo extra beast here. It's got things that are like people, hunter, engineers.
Oh
pets,
yeah,
and
Yeah,
these
yeah.
kinds of
There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it just has like bit drones, armored drones. Is like what would be the closest to an assault drone? An armored drone?
Okay, I could have swore the hunter and the engineers.
blade drone.
Blade drone?
I think it'll be a blade drone.
Should be probably a blade drone.
Yeah, it's one of the little ones, probably Blade Drone. But I could have swore we specified under the character class.
Okay. So blade drone?
Special guest star.
I was really going to be
You've just seen one of the masterminds of.
Yeah.
This is great. We have like a full on.
It's great. This is the way it was with. I remember this, Johnny. Like there were a couple times I asked a question, and like not only were they here, but Brian, who wrote that adventure, was there. He's like, "This is this." I'm like, "Okay, great."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very helpful. Very helpful.
Ian medic. Very fine one. Excellent. Thank you.
case anyone's curious, under normal circumstances, I would make a
Very
ruling and we
modest.
continue, but I feel like this is an opportunity. You know?
Yeah, this is hilarious. I just like.
Yeah, the perks of being you have the creators of the game there to silence the rules lawyers. Indeed! And I feel like I can't probably be rules lawyered by them, even though they're very good guys and they wouldn't do that anyway, but, you know. You got several minutes once you're in space, according to NASA. This is like a bad outtake of The Abyss, right?
Yeah.
I could do controlled drowning. It'll be fine. The creepiest
I love
scene.
that movie.
Oh, God, that's
It's a great scene.
It is, but it's so creepy.
Yeah.
Like, Ed
It's
Harris is
terrible.
like, ah!
So this is what drone cameras are?
No, it's whether or not in this particular case the drone would have it. Whether it needs to make a saving throw because a laser shot just fired out. So whether it uses his dexterity, or frankly whether it uses something else, mechanics or computer skill, or whether it would have its own separate statistic for that. That's the question.
Oh, so okay, so what's the ability being used? I'm sorry.
It would be dexterity.
No,
It would
someone's
be
shooting at it.
right. Something is shooting at it.
Right.
Right.
But so it wouldn't be the creature shooting at its just attack against its armor.
No,
It's-
correct.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Oh, the assault drone. Okay.
Dragons persist. It's rigged. Controlled drowning, isn't that when you hold someone underwater? A different kind of controlled drowning. Or no. And by the way, everyone who is here, thank you all for being here. Welcome to Esper Genesis. This is an episode we are calling The Fight for Pel Saros. We are doing this live from Origins in Columbus, Ohio. We are joined by Carlos Hernandez live, Kat Rambo live, Johnny Pittman live but not with us. He's still in California. Zach is not with us. And we also have two of the fine members, Chris and Eric from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And I have another Chris here from Athens Arts. And while I'm on that subject, have you gone and backed the Icarus Gelatin Kickstarter today? Because it is available to do so. We just revealed the Icarus cover tonight, so if you haven't done so already, I cannot say enough. Please tell people about it, spread the word about it, retweet my tweet, also Athos's tweet about this cover. Please let people know, because we're really want to continue to move onward and upward to the Kickstarter. And thank you for being here.
Attacking the drone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just picked the drone that it is.
Okay.
But
That's fine. If you think it's closest to a blade drone, then that's fine.
yeah, well, you'll find that all the little tiny drones, they're not that different. In their,
Well, because the armored drone, for example, is a dex of 12, the bit drone is a dex of 15, and the blade drone is a dex of 14.
right.
So that's why.
How, yeah.
Oh, so that drone. So I was thinking.
Okay. All right.
Be the bit drone.
So we'll go with the bit drone. You think?
Bit drone, yes.
Okay. All right. So that means you're going to be looking at a +2.
Okay. Come on, drone.
Oh, not so good.
Okay. So the laser hits directly into it and is going to do a certain amount of damage, which I will roll separately. Where's my 8-sided? Oh, you have it over there. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, nice, dragon. Okay. So.
It has 10 hit points.
Right. So it is impacted for 6, and it goes sort of spinning off a little bit and then kind of stabilizes. And there was just the one thing, and of course, the minute it moves out of the way, door closes again.
Okay, so it's just gonna charge in there.
Okay.
Guns blazing.
Okay. So when it charges in there, you can see actually that there is one and only one. What looks like one of the rifles, the laser rifles that are in the actual armory, seems to be on the ground, just lying flat on the ground with the barrel pointing towards the door.
So like a trap setup, maybe.
Presumably, but it seemed, well, I mean, you'd have to go in to look,
Right.
but just from what you can see from the drone, it's a weird trap, like amateur hour, like, like, ha, you're there. It seems very not high tech.
I would like to use a new power that I have received now that I have leveled up and do a stealth scan.
Stealth scan.
Stealth scan.
So tell me about that.
Let me tell you about the
Wow.
stealth scan, activation time, 1 action, range, self, duration, 1 hour. For the duration, you can see creatures and objects made invisible by stealth tech or Esper powers. They appear to you as if they were visible. Intangible creatures and objects appear ghostly and transparent.
You can also see hidden openings such as spatial portals leading to other locations or into an extra-dimensional space.
Wow, that's a great power.
Sure is.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you do that, you immediately see all of your companions. Oh, you already saw that. Okay, what are you doing now that you've done that? Because you're still standing, like this side of the.
Send it in again, let me look.
And it goes.
And I'm going to be standing in such a way that I can see inside.
Because I was going to say you wouldn't be able to look through it to
Yeah.
get that. You need to be.
I'm gonna
Okay,
try
so
and
it
get
goes
to
up
the
here.
side here. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be like there. Okay.
Yeah.
When it moves in again, you can see that behind where the gun is lying on the ground with the barrel towards the door, etc. There is some shadowy figure which seems to be crouched in front of this cabinet. You may remember there are like 2 weapons cabinets, and it seems to be crouched in front of one of them.
As though it were opening? Is it like facing us or turned towards the cabinet?
Looks like it's facing you, but it's crouched down.
I'm charging it.
Okay.
Raw!
Okay. You're going to charge it. I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative, please. Get some music going here.
Damn
What
it.
music at? I give to you Dark Continent by Tabletop Audio.
Since you're charging?
Woo! Oh my god. I actually got a decent initiative for once.
Let's look at that. Admire.
How about a 24?
Oh, gee.
Wow, what the hell with these rolls?
I was gonna go first for the first time!
Wow.
Nice,
And
Aaron.
then it
Nice.
didn't happen. So in case anyone's wondering what's going on, she rolled, she critically succeeded her initiative, and then Aramis like 24. Like, it did the same thing.
See, I'm a gentleman.
Yeah.
Can I opt to choose not to go first and go after
You
Petra?
can absolutely choose to go second if you want to hold you. Yeah, you basically just shift initiative with
That
her.
was an 8.
I am going to shift initiative with Petra.
Is that just because you feel bad? Because it's
No,
still.
because I think it's an awesome idea.
Because I feel like you're patronizing her. You're just saying,
No,
"Oh, I'm just
no,
kidding.
no,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding."
No, this isn't Sleepwell. I'm not going to patronize
You didn't.
Sleepwell.
You rolled it.
Patronize-
Oh, Kaz. Shouldn't I have the hive mind roll for Kaz? It's fine. It's fine. So wait. So wait. So we had 3 crits on initiative just then. Wow. Okay. I need to know. Johnny, can you do me a favor and look at Kaz's sheet for me and just tell me what his initiative is?
Yeah, give me just 1 second. His initiative would be +2, but since he leveled up, it would be +3.
Okay. All right. Sleepwell had a 8. So.
Yeah, an 8, so it's a total of 10.
And Aramis had a 24.
But I'm opting to go be
But he's not going to do
Petra.
it because that's how he's like. And you have a 21.
No.
I have a 17 after I subtract the 3.
Oh. That's right. Oh man. Okay.
Endless charms of a 6 dexterity. Or 7 dexterity now. I
So.
got -2, not -3. So 18.
18. Oh man, that music. Okay. All right. So as of right now, Aramis is going first, but you're holding until after Petra goes because Kaz is actually going to go right after you theoretically, Aramis. You're gonna have to wait twice, all in the name of being a gentleman.
Okay. So I didn't realize that I forgot about the whole negative thing. But the other element of this is, will Kaz or I actually be able to see around her to see what's going on?
It depends on where you move. I'd say there's enough room for you to be able to, because she's kind of just standing, like, looking around the... No, I'm sorry, you charged in. No, because she charged in. So you'll be able to sort of look in there and sort of see that there's stuff going on. I mean, you don't even know what's going to happen yet, frankly. I mean, it could get up and start doing a jig. You have no idea.
Right. Did we get any other information from Sleepwell's drone?
Not from Sleepwell's... Well, what kind of information? Because no, not really. Not any information from Sleepwell's drone, but you do know that there is something there because Petra's stealth scan revealed it.
Well, but I think we don't know very much. We only saw Petra use a power and then run in there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's true.
So I
So
don't
my
think we know
eyes
very much.
glow.
Yeah.
You're yelling over your shoulder, "Invisible guy!" No, you just were running.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just like...
Okay, that's a good question. I mean, that's so you'll have to determine what you would do based upon. Clearly, she's seen something and is doing something about it. So that that will be enough for you to work on that basis.
Okay, I have one final question before I make my decision.
Okay.
What did the door stay open once she rushed inside?
The door. No, well, yes, because this has just happened, remember? So we just roll initiative. So, no, initially, but then, right. But then she sort of looked around the edge. Yeah, because technically the door hadn't closed yet because she was just looking around the corner. Now she's rushed through it, so it's not going to close immediately. It'll close when she gets far enough forward. And frankly, if she's fighting within 5 feet or so, it's not going to close. Unless someone manually does it.
All right. Aramis is going to rush to this position and try to jury-rig the door so that it stays open. That's going to be his action.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to ask you to make me a mechanics check, please.
Is it a mechanics check or is it a computer check?
It is a mechanics check.
Okay.
Yes, a mechanics check, because the computer check is going to take longer.
How about a 20?
Okay. Wow. These rolls are all like, yeah, we're live from Origins. Damn, bam, crit.
It's time for the heroes to be heroes, damn it.
Exactly. This is the time when heroes are called. Okay. Yeah. So how do you jam it open? Like the door is sort of there. So how do you ensure that it will not close?
Well, so if this is a mechanics check, basically what Aramis is going to do is he's got a throwing knife. He's going to just slide up to the side of the door. He's going to take the knife. He's going to slip it into the door, sort of the seam of the door so that it stays jammed.
Okay, so you do that, just jam in the thing, and then you hear this kind of a buzzing on the other sound, and as you can see what did you jam in it? I'm sorry, what was the thing you jammed?
I jammed a throwing knife in it.
The knife, you see the handle of the knife is vibrating. And you hear it, and the knife is but it is holding for the moment.
Okay, so as my final thing to do before I'm done, I look back to both Sleepwell and Kaz and I say, move up. I don't know how long this door is going to stay open, and Petra needs our help.
All right, that brings us up to yeah, exactly. Okay, so according to the hive mind, Kaz is going to move up. Jogging up, not unlike a soldier, exactly like the Chuck Norris that he always plays himself as. As he does this, you hear this in the Navy as he's running along. No, he doesn't do any of that. But he does run up. Okay, so he runs up there. Now, is Kaz going to run into the room, hive mind? Is he going to stop, drop to one knee? Is he going to be start doing Macho Man for other Village People songs? What is he going to do when he gets up to the door? Yep. Okay, so he can do that. He gets in the door and he can point around the corner. When he looks around the corner, he does not see anything except Petra charging towards something, some empty space on the ground. And he does see the gun, the barrel of which is pointed towards the door. So Kaz is there, and did his move. What is Kaz going to do now that he's seen it all? Or not seen it all?
Johnny, does Kaz have Esper Sense?
Yes, he did use that last time.
Just throwing up.
Okay. So you could do that. What say you, Kaz Hive Mind? Kaz seems hesitant, as if uncertain what to do. Yeah, conflicted. As if of three minds on a subject. Well, the idea that he's... Yeah, I don't know. Well, are you doing that? Are you doing Esper Sense or not? Don't know yet.
You're ahead of the...
She was... Yeah, she's charging, so...
But you could hold the action.
Okay. What is he going to do? So just give me an if then. If what happens, then what? Yes. Yes, you can estimate it. It'll be a little bit of a negative because of the shot, but he'll be able to estimate it. Okay.
And if he's on fire, that's might be more.
Yeah, that'll be right. Exactly. That's true. If your hammer bursts on fire, well, let's see. There's a lot of an order of things. Okay. So let's see. Next up actually is going to be Petra.
Can I reach this crouched form?
Yep.
Okay. I am going to move and just go, you don't belong on this ship. And just go wham.
Okay.
With the hammer. Because
Bit off my mother.
that's it.
All right.
It's bullshit. They just do their shit. Oh,
The critical miss of the 1, unfortunately.
God. I don't like this dice. I'm going to play it entirely.
My dice, I want to point out, are Esper dice. You should discuss with the Alligator Alley people. Oh, can I turn on the music? Certainly I can. Sorry.
Oh, I get 2 attacks.
You do get 2 attacks, yes. Except that first one is so depressing that you just go.
Yeah, you just.
Okay. There, I turned down a little. Oops, that's too much. There we go. Sorry about that. Is that better? Is that better, OBS? And Dragon? Yes, better? Okay, cool.
Alright. So the second attack.
Second attack.
There we go.
A 15 plus 3.
Okay. Okay, that's better. Alright, so you do impact this thing. So you may roll damage against this thing. Are you doing any of the hammer on fire or something? What are you?
I'm holding off on that right now.
Okay.
3 plus 3 is 6.
Okay, so you hear this, and something slams into the back wall. You see that the sort of thing goes flying back against the back wall, and then sort of catches itself. The rest of you just see that clearly the first time you see the miss, and then swears profusely, and then swings again, and this time you hear that you see that the hammer stops on something, and just sort of slightly pushes in as if it's hit something, and something is resisting that, like it's hit a body or something, and then you hear this slam, and the back wall slightly vibrates. Okay, so you do that. You're obviously where you are. Okay, now whatever this thing is going to go. So, oh right. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Yes, exactly right. Yes. So now Kaz gets his shot. Kaz is going to be doing this. I'm going to say at a -3 because he's shooting around her for one thing, and because he's doing it against a creature that he still can't see, although he can estimate. So he's going to do this at a -3. Sorry? Oh, burst fire? He never does burst fire, so I don't even remember how it works.
The hive mind's making him do a burst fire.
I'm trying to decide though, because she's like right. I mean, she just hit him though. I don't know about a burst fire that he's going to hit her. He's against the back wall, remember? And like the creature that she just hit. No, not for that. Yeah. But now I know that.
Now we're all going to be stealing.
You can still do a regular shot if you wish.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Someone's rolling.
Yeah. Here we go.
Special guest roll. By the way, if I roll very well with this die, you're no longer allowed to blame the die.
A 1!
You can now blame the die.
Wow. Holy
Wow.
You suck.
Wow.
Garbage.
Dude, your die is garbage, and you are garbage.
No, that die would be dead to me.
Do we just have
Tiny cage for bad dice.
Yeah.
Oh my god, time to burn the die. Danelle says it's a -1 for called shot, -1 for making a shot from Azeroth, because Zach isn't here. Woo! Anyway, it is definitely a miss. And it actually, Petra, you sort of had this weird, like this sensation of something that just misses your ear. When you look around, you sort of see Kaz looking dramatically on one knee, and of course there's no expression, so you just see Kaz looking dramatic, but clearly...
Flatline.
Yeah, right. It's a sort of flat line, or a sheepish.
Yeah.
No. For Twitch, it's a feels bad man, is what that is. Okay. So now this thing gets to go with a snarl. it comes up with some, and you see for a moment some flickering what looks like a light. Actually, all of you watching see what looks like a little flickering light that almost looks as if it's outlining a blade of some kind that is stabbing up at you, Petra. And let's see, using the power of my...
You want this stuff?
No, I will use my classic die, the never fail die. Okay, that is going to be a 18.
That does hit.
So, let's see, I'm gonna roll my 100-sided die. Just joking. Let's see.
Again, this dice is great. Actually, I don't want you rolling any 20.
Yeah, that's not roll.
That's because you've used up all the ones. Okay, it's going to do 9 points of damage. The shot, as it goes up, actually goes right up into your side. Basically, the aim for the kidney type of shot. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
A 9 plus 3, a 12.
Okay, so you feel this thing burn as it enters your side, but you're like, "Argh!" And you kind of almost like grit down, like, this is bullshit, and I will not be, but there was something clearly on this thing. It was weird though, because it feels almost like it is a sort of almost a laser, kind of a laser enclosed blade would be the way to describe it, and yet what you felt with this burn felt chemical in nature, not electrical in nature. Okay, and now that leads us to, and it's now standing in front of you, this thing, only you can see it, and that is now...
Also, attacking didn't make it visible.
No.
Thanks.
Yep. That is going to lead us to Sleepwalk.
Okay, so bonus action, I can use the drone.
Okay.
And so, I've seen this thing attack now. I can kind of see an outline of a blade. What I'm going to basically do is I'm going to have the assault drone charge in full steam and just try to plow into the general propinquity with where the thing is and try to knock it over.
Okay.
Just like a barrel attack.
Okay, so I will. All right. All right. So I'm gonna have you make. Another dexterity check here, and we're gonna see whether he can make this thing can make basically an opposed check.
So yeah, what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna also add some of my fortuitousness, this feat that I have, and so I'm gonna add a 6-sided die to this roll.
Okay.
I want the Esper
That is the
Genesis
special.
shiny because I've heard that these are fantastic.
That I was gonna say, because that actually is the official. Oh, sorry, I was showing the wrong part.
Oh, yes.
That's the 6 right there.
That's the 6.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
Not adding my skill. But it's plus 3 because it's based dexterity.
So total of what then?
11 plus 3 is 14.
Okay. So your drone sort of slides in, and Petra, you see, but of course Sleepwell does not. You see this thing with startling speed, just like almost like this, and it moves in a way that feels not like a normal creature moving. It's like sort of like this. It almost looks like an image being taken from here to here. That's what it looked like. And your drone goes bang into the wall, and in fact, I'm actually going to actually have it take. It's going to take a point of damage for that too, because it rams like right into the wall. Okay. And you get it. That was your bonus action. You're at a gaming con. Someone get Petra the dice. Well,
it's true.
I mean,
I cast barrier over Petra, so that's going to give her a force field and 2
got it. Okay. And are you staying where you are, like basically right outside? Which, by the way, you're right outside the room. I assume you had to move up close enough for the drone to do
I
this.
basically had to keep line of sight with the drone, so I moved parallel so that I could keep line of sight with the drone.
So you see over Kaz's dramatic kneeled form, which just missed with the thing. So do this. Okay. All right, and that brings us up to the top of the round, and that is Aramis. You're up.
None of this thing is visible at all, right? We're only seeing what the effects of what everybody else is doing, but we're not like actually seeing it.
And you saw the flickering blade, although the thing also vanishes quickly. So it's sort of like when it attacked, you saw the blade flicker and stab, and then pull out and then disappear again. Not a big blade either, like a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was
So
impacted when you hit it.
I'm gonna use Esper Sense and try to see if I can get a bead on this thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cast that.
Okay.
And start the concentration. And what do I see?
So, looking over, sort of, kind of looking forward, basically, you get a strong sense of the sort of Esper powers from your companions, as we've talked about before. But you do not see any Esper aura around the area where everyone seems to be focusing their attentions. There's no Esper aura there that you can see.
All right, I think that's all I can do. I can't really move into the room and provide any help, so.
Okay. That leads us to Kaz, Hive Mind, dramatically stopped in spot.
Right, target.
So, same?
Yeah, he's got no real target, so he's still gonna be a little bit more careful about.
I meant, yeah, okay. All right, so he's gonna take the same situation.
Arm of Esper.
Magic arm of Esper again.
This is your shite dice.
The one thing again.
Yes.
How about that?
Make amends, man.
I don't believe I won't be responsible for this die. Base 16.
Okay. So 16, and then Kaz is
Probably 5.
yeah. So look at the sheet for me, Johnny. Kaz's, please. Here's the 16. What is his?
What are you looking for specifically?
His sniper rifle, because he has the base roll is a 16.
Yeah, well, it's a +6 to the attack.
Okay, so 22. Minus the 3 is 19. That hits.
2d8 plus 2.
So now that's going to be damage. What's the damage you say? D8 plus 2? Would you
2d8 plus 2.
Oh, sorry, what?
2d8 plus 2.
2d8 plus 2.
This guy's heavy auto rifle.
Okay, so here you go. So you can roll that choice.
That's my style.
Okay, so 11. Okay, so the shot, hits into this thing, and when it does, there is a ripple for a moment, and you just sort of see this thing, and then it sort of vanishes again. But it's almost like you hit it as if you were hitting your fist into water, and it just kind of ripples and then vanishes again. But you hear this as something goes flying back against the wall again. And Petra, you can see with your sense. Okay. Yeah. And that one he doesn't have to do it at a detriment either, because he can see it for a moment.
So that's 14 total.
Okay, so 14 and 6 is 20 minutes, and no minus. What?
14 total.
That's missed. So does not quite hit. But Petra, you see that the creature is like, again, it's just the the outline essentially, but you can see it's kind of doing like this, and that could be maybe doing some awesome kung fu thing, or maybe it's breathing as if it's like you can vaguely hear like a sort of faint breathing, which it was not doing before. Okay. Well, that's good. You're up. Kaz, are you staying where you are, by the way? Hive mind, Kaz? Yes? Okay.
First attack.
Okay, attack number
So
1.
excited by this attack. That would be a 9.
Yes.
How about a 13 plus 3, 16?
16 is not going to hit. This thing is again, and as you do it, it's almost like it looks like again, much faster than normal. Okay, you staying where you are. Okay. So now it gets a chance again. There's this sort of hiss. It's going to sort of try to get up on the barrier. So remember, you get that +2 AC from the barrier. Okay, It's not gonna do it. So it's a 14
14 hits.
With the plus 2?
with the plus 2 AC.
I have an AC. Oh, my AC is 14.
So
plus
with
2.
with the plus 2,
My AC
still a
is
hit
only
there.
12.
Yeah, if it tires, that's fine. Okay, so. Okay, so that is going to be 7 more points. And I will need you to. And what are you at now, by the way? It should be 19, I think, Petra?
I had 45 points.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you went up with the hit points.
And then minus 16.
Okay, so 29.
29.
Okay. And I need you to make that con saving throw for me again.
A 15 plus 3.
Okay. That is fine. So you, again, sort of feel the burning. You're like, push it down. Okay. And you notice that it starts to, it seems to be kind of shifting over a little bit as if it's trying to kind of move its position a bit. Like it's not trying to run, but it seems to be moving essentially laterally away from where it's kind of locked into its corner. It seems to be trying to.
Okay.
It's not doing it yet, but it's sort of like moving in that direction. Sleep well.
So first, the drone is just going to try to attack.
Okay.
Just fly.
Dice or Chris. First the drone. Yes. So you can attack it. You're going to be doing it with a. You're going to be doing that actually at disadvantage because it literally can't be detected by the drone. Petra's the only one who can actually see it.
So at disadvantage. So first roll is 14. And it doesn't add anything of mine, but if it, like, what kind of modifier would you add?
Well, it would be getting, if it's doing the assault drone, it would have. It has. Okay, so it's actually it is a melee forging attack, so you'd be using forging, you'd be using your
Bonus. Okay. So then that would be 3.
because I believe that's right.
So it's 17 to 17.
A 17 will hit, yeah, this to the 16, but I won't hit the 7.
Right, okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my second left dice. I get 3 total.
Okay.
So I'll add whatever this is to this one.
Okay.
20 there.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 20. All right, so you can take the 20 if you prefer, but it's not a natural, obviously.
No, it's
So
not.
both of them will hit.
Yeah.
So either one you choose.
So it hits. So it does 1d8 plus 3.
Okay.
5.
Okay. All right, you hear again another, and it sort of falls back. Yeah, jug of flour or paint in the direction of the attack.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I
like-
was just
Hey,
trying to
Greg,
think of something
the
that
camera's off.
I'm sorry, the what? Oh, the camera's off.
camera
Oh,
is off.
Could we move the camera? Right? It was just showing like the seat. It's really- There we go. Thank you.
all these Esper hijinks.
Esper hijinks. Okay. Right. So, so that happens. Cool. All right. So, that happens. You hear this sort of, and something again falls back, and that is going to lead us to Sleepwell. Actually, you get to go because that's just
so,
bonus action.
and I'm going to use my laser blast.
Okay.
Sort of like centering on where, I see the impact having just happened. Hoping I don't get disadvantage to attack.
Okay. So to do that on your laser blast, you're going to need to move into the room because you've got literally Petra in front and then Kaz in front of you too.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to move into the room.
Okay.
And I'm going to mend.
Oh, okay. That is perfectly fine. certainly do that.
I'll just use my movement, put a hand on the. So it's 1d8 plus 3 plus 2 because I get a hand bonus. So 6.
Okay, so 6 points of damage. 6 points comes back. 35, lovely. All right, and that is going to bring us to the top of the round and Aramis.
All right, what Aramis is going to do basically is he's going to, based on where Kaz was shooting and where Petra has taken her hammer and swung it, he is going to do some lightning whip. And he is just going to do his best guess.
He's going to do the best that he can. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you're going to make this range channeling attack. You're going to be doing this at disadvantage. So you're going to do the best that you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess with an 11, that's going to suck.
Yeah, 11 is not going to get done, unfortunately. So the electricity arcs out, hits the back wall, but does not hit this creature. Okay. And are you staying where you are, Aramis, or are you moving?
So I have a question for you. This is at disadvantage. There was a negative to the other attacks. Was there a reason there was a difference?
Yeah. The other, it has to do with the nature of the attack. So your basically Kaz is doing this with his sniper,
Sure.
and was doing this a little bit different than the effect of the lightning. The lightning itself, there's a particular thing that seems to be affecting the Esper power on this thing, or having an impact in terms of like shooting at this currently still invisible thing, but it's not clear as to what that would be. So
okay,
yeah.
All right.
So,
okay.
Is Aramis in the room right now?
Yeah, Aramis, I assumed would have to just like slide
Into the room just in the back.
Yeah, something like that.
Am I out of turn able to yell things?
Yes.
So
They may not be able to react to it though until their turn. Like if you go, get out of my way.
He already did
Yeah.
his move.
Don't do that, you fool! Like I mean, that
No,
would
but
be.
no, it was like, yeah, it's too late for this round. So yeah, I'm cool for it.
Okay. All right, then that is going to lead us to Hive Mind Kaz. So Hive Mind Kaz is currently just kneeling now behind all the other people that are in the room. So Petra's in the room, and Sleepwell and Aramis are both in front of you. So Kaz is no shot at getting a shot off unless he moves forward, and past them, which they can do. They can allow him to pass if you wish.
Alright,
So move
yeah,
up.
yeah, he'd go forward and
Okay. All right. Slides forward, and then is going to be firing away. And this, I think the last one I had you do was at a minus, not a disadvantage, right, for Kaz? Okay, so that's the same case here.
Let's see if this die still supports effort. That's not going to hit, especially with minus. That's even worse. So.
Okay. Pew pew! It was the moving. He continues to look dramatic every time he takes the shot. He just misses a lot.
Well, he's not exactly re-shooting, so he's kind
Yeah, no, I know. It's difficult. Times are difficult. It's tough all over. Zach's doing a terrible job today. So, okay, that's going to lead us to Petra.
Oh yeah.
20!
All right. Crit hit, which means full max damage, which is my home roll. Full max damage. So give me all of the damage.
That's 11.
Okay. So you wind up and just nail this thing with, kind of like two-handed, and the body goes slamming up against the wall. And again, you see this image of the shimmering, right? And then doof, doof, and sort of falls forward. And it disappears again. Now, you can still see it. It's just lying flat on the ground. The others cannot, though. But you can see it. It's just lying there motionless. And we are out of initiative.
I'm gonna go poke it with the handle of my hammer
Okay.
to see if it stirs.
Nice shot.
It does not stir. You are able to poke it. You can,
say, seems to be dead, and I don't know if I know that the rest of them can't see it, but...
Well, I mean, you would know that you were using your own sort of stealth scan, so...
I was like, is it visible to you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the answer is, in case you're curious, the answer is no. Whoa, and that's the sub. That is Von. Thank you, Von Ether. The resub in the room directly. Currently on a 1-month streak. A crit. Whoa, go Petra, go. Nice. That's that kind of direct thing. See, only our channel, only this sponsored campaign by Alligator Alley Entertainment provides this kind of excitement. Thank you very much, actually. Okay, I think that's the first time I've actually been able to thank someone face to face for something. Thank you for your resub. Thank you for your resub. Okay, so.
The body in a box of some or container of some kind. No, I might not be dead.
I just did this if no one puts baby in a corner. All right, so you can put a body in a box.
I want it in a box container. Yes.
What's the box?
Invisible thing.
Yeah, but I come and say, is there like a battery pack? Like, what's keeping it invisible?
Can you touch it?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like just start feeling around.
Okay. So one thing you notice is that the body itself, which seems a little bit more lithe than a normal human would be, if you had to guess, it almost feels maybe like it's Promethean. It's unclear. It's slimmer, and the sort of suit itself is very slick, almost like some kind of leather isn't quite right, but some kind of a sort of smooth, almost plasticine surface that basically hugs the body. As you sort of feel up around the face, you can feel that there is what seems like some kind of mask. It's definitely not a human face, so it feels like some kind of metallic something or other up there. And then there is just in the hand, there is it's clearly holding something like a handle, which is actually currently under its body.
Okay. So I mean, like, I'm gonna be like, give me a minute here. Okay. So like, being the mechanic that I am, I'm going to be looking for a catch or a flip or a switch where I can try to take off the helmet. And I'm watch out for the knife. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just. Oh, there's a knife.
You had it.
Oh, so in character, like, oh, okay. So like I flip it over and I'm trying to basically take off the helmet.
Okay. Let's see. I will ask you to make a mechanics check for me. I'll ask you to do it at -2 because you're fumbling in the dark. Yeah.
I mean, I can see in the dark.
No, I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
I was
okay,
being
right.
metaphorical.
In a fantasy game, it's very hard to know.
Yeah, is it really in it?
Yeah. So that puts me at a total of +2.
Okay.
Skill, it's a 19 total.
Yeah. So you're able to do that, and when you can now get to the face if you want. Are you taking the helmet off, or just like the face?
I want the whole helmet off.
Okay. So you pull it off, and it almost feels like form-fitting. And when you pull the whole thing off, you can actually then sort of get to the face. What are you doing? I mean, like, I don't want to assume what you're doing. Are you feeling the face?
But I was hoping if I took the helmet off.
Yeah, you can now see the helmet.
I can see the helmet
Yes.
now that it's not attached.
Yes.
So what does the helmet look like?
It is a dark black. I was thinking dark brown. It's a black, again, shimmering, almost looking like the blackness of that monitor. On the outside, very smooth, and the front of it is sort of a angled. What looks like essentially a dark, can't be glass, but some kind of maybe sort of plasticsteel or something. Front like this, which comes down, so it's sort of like this. So when you pull it off, that's sort of slid back up, so you can see it's up now inside the helmet, and you're now holding this thing. It's not that big. In fact, even for a Promethean, this helmet seems a little small.
Okay. So, I'm going to go back and basically just try to deconstruct this thing. I'm going to try to take its armor off.
Okay. While he's doing that, I'll get back to that in a sec. While he's doing that, what is Petra?
I'm watching because I am concerned about the knife that it was carrying, and I don't want sleep well accidentally. That knife was poisoned. Basically.
Okay.
But I can see a little shimmer.
Well, now that you rolled it onto its back, you can actually kind of see a shimmering, like from, I don't want to explain how the body is lying, but if you imagine that the body is like this, right? There's something shimmering over here.
So, you know, I'm basically just trying to take off the armor as much as I can,
Okay. Well, do you want to take the knife out of the hand to do that? Because it's going to be kind of hard not to.
Yeah, then I'll try to do that.
Can I see the knife?
Yeah, you can all see the blade.
Okay. I thought it was invisible as well.
No, not when it's revealed. Not that you can actually see it. You can't see the hilt, just the blade.
I'll try to get the knife.
Okay. So the knife does not come free. Like you try to sort of pull it, there is what feels like a little bit of a guard. So you've got blade, and then there's like a guard. It feels like down here, and you're obviously you're trying not to grab it by the blade, but even by the guard, it seems like just iron solid inside the hand.
So
the grip thing.
It's like, is this built in or is it just holding it?
It seems to be just holding it. I mean, the fingers are clearly clutched around it, but whether it's built in or not, you don't know.
I'm really trying to unwrap the fingers from it.
Make a strength check for me, please.
16 plus 3?
No.
No.
You were like, it's like iron.
See, this is not coming off.
Okay. So I'm gonna carefully tuck the knife beneath the.
Okay.
And then roll it up.
And when you do that again, you can no longer see the blade then vanishes, obviously, as you get below.
So
Okay.
let's see if we can keep this armor. Like, I want to see if I roll on its back and I can find the seam where.
Okay.
Basically, I'm gonna look for how to get.
Make an investigation check for me then. You're going to be sort of literally determining, if you can, what the thing is that might actually release this thing.
So this is a +2. 13.
You do think that there is something that might allow you to sort of figure it out. Like it does feel like there's no seam. You can't find a seam in the armor that you would expect. You sort of run your finger along the neckline where the helmet used to match. You don't feel any seam along there, or along the back, or along the back down here. All the way down to the foot, it seems almost like it's just this one unibody, basically, suit. And the only access to the body below seems to be through the neck.
Did I see the pass over anything that glowed like a battery?
Yes. So when you get up to the neck area, just below the neck, so imagine like my tie knot, right? There is something right here, which seems to be, at first you think maybe it's like an Adam's apple, but it's definitely not. It's more prominent, and it also feels warm.
I'm gonna try to yank it.
Okay. Make a strength check.
So this is at 0, because I suck. Oh! But you
rolled a 19.
But your anger at the okay. So what you end up doing is you pull this thing forward, and as you pull it forward, first of all, the body comes with this. You can actually see the body shifting up like this, and then there is and you pull it free. And the minute you pull it free, there's an explosion. First of all, not a huge one, but it is a zap. And you are going to take 3 points of damage as this lightning hits the back, like arcs into your body. So you take 3 points of damage, and then the body is now visible. Immediately, it's just like, and now you can see that indeed this entire lithe creature, which is maybe 5 feet, laid out on the floor, dressed in black, with the face. Now the face has 2 notable features. Number 1, it is clearly a female Promethean in all likelihood face, but the female Promethean's face is bright white, like as pale as you can imagine, as if it has never seen light of any kind outside of this mask. And where the eyes should be are just metal rings and implants around the top.
Does she look like an Ashen Forge would?
No. She looks like some modified Promethean.
At this point, I'm going to check to see, using my medical knowledge, if she is indeed well and truly dead.
Okay, make a medicine check for me, please.
So it's 16.
She is pining for the fjords.
Okay. Yeah.
She is shuffled off this mortal coil. Yeah, you are pretty confident that she's dead. But yeah, you can. So, and I won't say any more because it depends on what you choose to look at or not look at. But that's what you see.
So going to continue now. Revealed, going to remove the armor.
Okay, so the armor. So now that you're able to see, it looks still as if it's seamless up here. There may be another invisible catch or something around the sort of neckline, but that's the only thing that isn't just seamless body, surrounding her body.
So I mean, there's just still no even now visible way.
Well, I'll let you because you can now see her. I'll let you do another check if you wish, but it would be presumably doing. This is the only thing you can think of because there doesn't seem to be any seam anywhere else around that neckline. If you want to,
help me out here.
Okay.
Help me look for a seam.
I should also mention, by the way, that there is also a little socket where you pulled the battery pack from. Right here.
So having Petra help me find the seam. So could I make that with an additional +2 with her?
Well, I mean, you're just trying to assist.
I'm very insightful.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you can also make a check, but this is not an assist thing. So.
12.
Okay.
Is this? Can I use insight? Or?
No, this is not insight. This would be investigation. Is what you're doing here.
And the investigation plus.
Which would be intelligence.
Oh dear. That would be 7 altogether.
You're like, looks like armor.
I don't think this comes off. I think they like dip on the
Yes, it's just covered in chocolate. It's the substance no one's mentioned.
Spray on gimp suit.
Spray on gimp
Now
suit.
available on Kickstarter.
Wow. I made no mention of a ball in a mouth or anything at
My
all.
mind went there about 10 seconds after he said it. So.
I was thinking more Eon Flux. Would be
Okay.
more like it.
So for right now, I guess we're like, damn it, I try to cut her out of it. Or
I'm
something.
sure this doesn't come off.
Aramis, what are you doing during this?
I am paying close attention and wondering why they're playing with this vinyl-covered creature.
Okay.
Because we would like to be able to become invisible.
Well, more importantly, like I was first to see if she was alive. So I say this to her, I was like, let's try to see if we can rise so we can question her and find out where everybody else is. But Petra took care of that problem. And now I want to know what this is. Like, do you see all these implants she has running along the ridge here? This is not good. This is not good.
Is there a terminal in this room?
There is no terminal. 2 gun cabinets and a table that has like weapons on it, and there is still the laser rifle, by the way, which is on the ground.
Right. We had initially come here for a spacesuit,
That would be possibly inside the cabin.
Let's look at the cabinet.
Okay. I think I actually called them a gun cabinet. I didn't mean to say that. They're not gun cabinets, just cabinets. Okay, so you look inside. There is one suit. And it is about the size, about medium size. It would probably fit. It might actually have a little bit of an issue fitting you, and it certainly wouldn't fit on Kaz. But it would fit probably Aramis or Petra.
See, I feel like we should put Speedwell in it.
You might be able to do it simple. It's just a little weird for you because of your makeup, like as Volma. You need the life jacket.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. All right. But you're small and furry and somewhat fragile, so I would. All right.
Everybody just takes turns patronizing me.
Yes.
I'm starting to understand this. That's what Sleep said.
I know.
So basically, he moves the drone between you and
Okay. Fine, little dude. Fine.
Does one of you say you're so cute when he's angry? Like, it's, shut up!
So we have one of these, so we're going to have more of these.
We are going to have more of these.
And whatever they were detecting before on the cameras, we have no idea how many of these there are.
So-
Holy shit. Except that you can see them.
I could see them for about an hour, but I think we need something like paint or some powder or something that would help us.
And I want to
get
note,
around
by the
this.
way, that I mentioned that when you saw the vid on the bridge, it was one who does not look like these, that was definitely bigger and had the, the obvious implants or whatever. And then the two of them were black armored, and now that you can actually see this is what those look like. So now there were two of them on the bridge, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Right.
But there were two of them along with the big dude.
These things are hard to hit.
They are hard to hit.
They don't appear after they attack.
We need to figure out a way around that invisibility before we engage the next.
Suddenly you hear there's a staticky in your comms, and you hear, "Ah, hey, hey!" It's Spinder's voice.
What's up, Spindler?
What's going on in there?
We're clearing out some vermin that seems to have snuck on board.
If you could hurry up with the rat extermination, that would be good. Things are getting... And then you hear this... And she says, a little crazy now. I have the audio on in here. And she says, this is going way faster than I thought it was. Just all over the place. It's maybe a little more out of control than I thought they'd be. Her voice sounds vaguely worried a bit.
We're working on it.
I sort of turn in. Where's Abraxas?
And she says, he's here. He's trying to figure out something with the vids. Yeah, I know. It's back up. If you refresh, it'll come back up there. There is some frame drops. Actually, it's not bad considering, but yeah. No, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. So, she says, he's doing something with the vids, but he's here.
I think we need to clear the rest of this off. But, so this is a med bay.
No, where you are right... No,
Where?
where you are right now is the armory.
Okay.
You were in the med bay.
I want powder of some kind.
Okay. You might be able to... You might be able to find some of that in the galley. Yes. Perhaps some...
Space flower.
some fresh pepper.
I don't know that I want to go exploring the ship by myself, however. So, I think we need to go to the bridge.
That's Rock God apparently going to the bridge. Thank you, Rock God, for the 15 months resub. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, dude. So.
I mean, I think we really all need to stick together.
I think so too. I can see these creatures, but you guys can't. So, if you're okay with that, okay. But can we figure out a way to make it visible for us?
Well, I mean, basically what happened in that last fight is everybody missed and you hammered it to death, and I healed. We could do that again.
All right.
This might work out well with one, but not more than one. So the hammer is definitely not going to be able to take on multiple ones if they're in the same room.
Yeah.
The hive mind says, well, I didn't miss. What did you say? Say that again, Aramis. I'm sorry.
It wasn't unimportant. It was unimportant. Don't worry about it. Let's just keep moving.
Okay. All right. So, and Spinter says, all right, well, just hurry if you can. Things are getting a little weird. I'll be back. Oh, okay. All right, fine. It sounds like she's talking to somebody, maybe Abraxas, and then clicks off.
So we will start heading towards the bridge.
Okay.
In much the same order, but your drone is gone now?
No.
No, your drone is still...
Well, it lasts for about 10 minutes, so...
Okay.
Oh, well.
Is that right? I just want to make sure. I think it's a 10-minute...
Because you probably took about 5-6 minutes dealing with all this stuff with the armor and the energy pack and all that.
I would suspect that. It is.
So it's vanished at this point.
Okay. So you
Then
are...
I can make another one appear when the time is right.
All right. So you are, as James Brown would say, take it to the bridge.
Taking it
Take
to
it to
the
the bridge.
bridge.
Okay. So, all right, you head up. So there is no drone. We're going to move the drone over here for the moment in case you decide to resummon it. Okay, give me an order, because remember, the armory's here, the bridge is there, so you're right next to it.
I believe I'm in the lead.
Armory here? Okay. So you just tell me where you want to be, Petra. Are you like that?
I'm standing slightly to one side of the bridge door.
So like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Aramis is moving to the other side, maybe. Where are you, Sleepwell?
So, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about two things at the same time. So, while moving right behind Petra, I need to ask a sort of like out-of-game question.
Okay.
I also have an Esper Sense power that I could activate, but does Esper Sense go through walls?
Yeah, as long as the walls are not more than, I think it's a meter thick or something like that.
Right. And can you, and so I'm going to ask you in-game, can you see invisible things? Do you have to have line of sight of them?
I have to have line of sight.
Okay. So it's like...
Yeah, you could sense the presence, therefore, of powers within 30 feet through a wall.
Right.
Blocked by 1 foot of stone or metal, or 3 feet of earth or plant material. So these walls are not a foot. So you'd probably be able to sense something right on the other side. Oh, actually, no, within 30 feet. So as long as it can get through the barrier. So presumably you could sense 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, like up to here. But it would not, if you recall, this is really the control area. Yeah. So it wouldn't quite get there.
Right, so I'm going to say to everybody, I could send in an attack pattern of drones, and I could shut the door behind it, and it would just lay siege to this area completely. If we can verify that we want to lay siege to this area and just keep the door shut, I think we can just cry havoc here.
Do we know if Ronan's?
We don't know anything. That's why I was trying to figure out like what people could see, or like if we only have enemies in there, I think I have a pretty devastating attack.
I like this. I just.
This is not going to work if the drones and their attack make the ship unavailable for us to actually control, because the whole point here is we're supposed to take back the ship.
The whole point here is we're supposed to rescue our friends. We can fix the ship. That's what I do.
There is chaos going on the station right now. We cannot guarantee that you will be able to repair it in time to be able to help us get off the ship so that we can help our friends.
Or the other ship that we have. Look, I know that you like to be contrarian to me, but like, we have people we need to rescue. If you're not focused,
this is about finite level of resources, Sleepwell.
I'm just gonna like sit on my haunch and say like, fine, what do we do?
Can they do anything like the same type of thing, but only do stun damage? That way we're not doing like anything destructive to the controls of the ship.
I can make them dance for them, or, do the hoochie poochie, but look, no, they're attack drones.
Is the hoochie poochie like some sort of like native dance on your planet?
And, basically at this point, I'm going to show him my butthole.
I like that. So basically, at this point, I will, in a very mature maneuver, I will show him my butthole.
Cat at this point.
All right. More negative points for such. Yeah, I mean, listen, life plays that, Okay.
So, but I just want to say, fine. What do we do? Fix it. You have all the answers.
Hive mind. Does Kaz have any reaction to this?
We should be saving her.
That was an excellent cosplay.
That is a good.
Yep. Oh, I think we should be saving our teammates.
I agree, and I'm thinking about just charging in there madly. Because it is a plan, and we don't have any other plan, but I will defer to other people with plans if you don't want me to charge in there madly. Otherwise, I'm going to. Aramis, what do you think?
Listen, I'm the odd man out here. Apparently, Catboy here wants to show me his butt and go blow things up. Go ahead. I'll just
Oh, now it's
remind
go
you
ahead.
what it's like when we're all
Now
done.
Go ahead.
This is probably a bad time for bickering, so I'm gonna suggest. Jesus. I'm gonna just open the door and look inside.
Okay. Well, more to the point, you're going to go up to the door, and because when you try to go in front of it, it's not open.
Ah. Does it seem to be jammed the way the other ones were, or is it a sensor issue?
It not jammed, but it's not. It's definitely not opening. But it just seems to be like no reaction, which was like the other one had no reaction either.
I'm somewhat frustrated, and I'm going to kick it very hard.
Okay. Are you going to do so to basically kick
Yes.
through, like try to kick it in or whatever?
Yes.
Interesting. All right, let's make a strength check for me. Let's make it an athletics check if you have that.
I don't have athletics.
Okay, so then just strength it up.
Oh, 5 + 3?
Oh! You kick the door. You feel the rattle as it goes up the thing. There's a kick and there's sort of a moment, and then you hear coming from basically the speakers that are throughout the ship. That looked like that hurt. It's kind of a mechanical, almost vaguely sounding, or mechanically tinged, might be the better way to describe it. Mechanically tinged voice.
Who are you, and why are you on our ship?
First, this is my ship, not yours. Second, I decide who asks the questions and when. Why have you come here?
This is our ship.
You are in error. This ship is never yours. You stole it. We are here to take it back.
And who the hell are you?
Why is my name of importance?
Because I just want to know who I'm going to kill.
I have read of you and your crew. You constantly speak with self-assurance and arrogance. You die like all the others. There's a weird kind of like, almost like it's not, total monotone, but there's not a lot of drop-offs.
Right,
and,
right.
What was the name of that guy that we killed on the Shadow Technocracy base? What was his name? I'll look over to Patra. Do you remember his name?
I used to remember his name. That was the guy with the floater thing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, sleep well. I'm like, man, I know we have our differences, but do you remember the guy that you got Alfred from?
Oh yeah, that guy. Boy, he was a really tough customer, but he died really fast.
Yeah, Cause? I don't remember his name. Do you remember his name?
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's just
so
in our way.
I mean, maybe your name isn't that important. So, I think we'll just take care of this. If everybody else thinks that's okay.
Works for me.
And there is sort of a moment's silence, and then says, "Such arrogance, but I am willing to negotiate."
You have nothing that we would want, friend.
You are wrong, for I have your friend.
Which friend is that?
And there's sort of a moment's silence, and then you hear, "Oh, give that bastard, ah!" And you hear some smack as if something just got punched. He's like,
That was Rona.
yeah, it sounded like her. And it sounded like Rona's voice. And he says, "Your friend seems unavailable to speak more."
You're gonna pay for that.
"I think not."
You're willing
You
to
have-
negotiate, and you're hurting the merchandise. You're gonna pay for that.
"I can hurt a great deal without killing."
What?
Hey, listen, guys. Don't listen. I'm talking directly to this guy.
Okay.
Don't piss off the cat. Like he'll show you things that just are gonna shock the living hell out of you.
I'm ready to show some butthole.
That is gratuitous and unnecessary. No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't say
I'm really hoping to
He
kind
says
of confuse this robot,
Bad cat. No, I didn't say any of that. No. Cannot see. Oh, man. So he, there's just sort of silence. And then... You desire to steal back this ship? It almost seems like maybe a question.
There is no stealing back.
Prove you own it.
Very well, since you have insisted upon it. And there is a sort of moment of sort of silence, and then you hear this whirring sound. And it's coming from the hallway, actually, to the behind from here. I don't know where I put this thing, but I'm going to use this as a placeholder for now. It's not a drone. You hear a whirring sound coming from this area, and then coming around the corner, you see Alfred. And Alfred, you're Alfred. And Alfred is moving forward. As you know, he's got the blades, so he's always a little unsteady. And he moves forward and just sort of stops and sits there sort of swaying back and forth a little bit. Not like the Fenard, but I mean like, right. And there's just a moment's silence, and then like both blades pointing in your direction. And not exactly towards you, Sleepwell, but towards the hole.
Right. So I say, Alfred, put your arms down.
And there's just like no response at all. You think, actually make a perception check for me, please.
17.
You think you might hear a slight buzzing, maybe, but that's it. No other response. Not, any of the, does the creator, blah, blah, blah.
Right, but I don't see anything on him that's different from that perception roll?
No. You do not.
So, unfortunately, I don't have that sheet with me, but I gave him a special override.
I haven't.
And so, I hope it's okay to say, like, I basically speak that complicated override aloud right now. Basically, it's basically my genealogy that I speak.
Do it.
Yeah. Wari Sleepwell was unjustly murdered by Tolfanara Fangsink, Grimek Fangsink, and Lamalkheim Fangsink, who I have disowned as family, and I will seek justice for him and for all the rest of my days.
So you hear Sleepwell say that, and then the arms slowly lower, and you hear, acknowledged, creator, and then you see the outside of the metal of his body beginning to glow red and glow brighter and brighter, and you hear the speaker go, "What have you done?"
Look, you have taken over my friend, you are threatening me, I'm gonna take us all out.
And it's like glowing, and you see the thing is beginning to shake back and forth. This is very clearly a destruct code. This thing is like, Alfred is now, and there's sort
Sleepwell, what are you doing?
I just put hand was like, playing chicken.
And it's glowing brighter and brighter red, and then there's, you are not suicidal. We have done studies to find this. This is a bluff. And Alfred is now like shaking visibly, and smoke is beginning to come out.
I'm gonna say the code again to bring him down. So I'll just
Blah, blah, blah.
I'll say the code again, and I'll say, whatever you were planning to do with Alfred, you can now see I can override you. So you take him off the table right now. You want to negotiate? You free him right now.
And that's our host code. 9 Raiders from Crom's Winter. Oh, and they're last playing Dungeons and Dragons. Cronus Winter, I'm sorry. Thank you, Cronus Winter. Welcome, welcome. We will talk more about what Sleepwell just said in just a second. Hello, Cronus Winter. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Esper Genesis, live from Origins. I am joined, of course, by Cat Rambo, by Carlos Hernandez, by Johnny Pittman, who is from coming to us from Cali. Zach Clay is not with us today. We are here playing for you right next to the author's room where we are on the Friday night of Origins. And I also should say that if you haven't done so already, please consider checking out the graphic novel, Icarus and Jelinek graphic novel Kickstarter. But thank you, Cronus, so much. Says D&D, you were doing Stars Without Number prep. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I know some people who love Stars Without Number. But thank you for joining us, Cronus. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the raid and the host, everybody. Okay. So when you do that thing about like take him off the table, there is a moment's silence. And then it says, interesting. You make an interesting suggestion. And then there's sort of silence, and then we propose a trade.
What sort of trade?
We will release your friend to you if you send Sleepwell to us.
Whoa, wait a minute.
What?
I'm not gonna sell you. You're not going anywhere, Sleepwell. I have a question. Why is he so valuable to you?
That is none of your concern.
It's my concern!
And it's mine too, because realistically, he could just activate it again if you say the wrong thing and like blow us all to hell. And I'll look over to Sleepwell. Listen, I'm sorry. I doubted your skill set. That was pretty impressive. I don't like it, but you got my respect, kid. I turn back to this voice. If you don't want him to reactivate it though, and I'll tell him to do it at this point because I'm very curious and my curiosity is piqued. Why do you want him?
We have need of him.
They want doctors. I'm looking at the
They
camera.
want you because you can control the Alfreds. But
You want somebody who can do this cyborg garbage that you're doing to decent people. You want me to make more Alfreds, and you want me to control this Alfred, and I think we're just gonna go in there and kill the shit out of you.
And the voice says, I do not think so.
I hack the door? I will be more than happy to give that a shot. But I have one suggestion, Sleepwell. And I'm sorry, Petra, cause we're just gonna have to do this. If you die, Sleepwell, send him off. Make him blow up. Make him take everybody out with him. You're so valuable to them. Or make it any one of us. Whatever it takes to make sure that these guys understand the consequences of their actions. Now I'm gonna hack that door.
And so, I'm kind of like looking at Aramis, and I say, I swear it on Ludicrous Sleepwell.
All right, I will make an attempt on the door.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fire up Black Magic or Black Hat again. And I'll relink that for you.
Okay. Yeah, so... Right, because you're getting that at... Let's see. Yeah, fire it up for me again. Right, okay, so go ahead and make an intelligence check then. And you get advantage on that.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so it's computers. About a 20.
So you're able to, so you get the door. And this time doesn't seem to be a sensor. There is actually a keypad here, although it's really not something you're supposed to use because you normally have the biometrics instead. So you basically run your hand through it. You're able to essentially rewire, I would say, the way the keypad operates. And so you set it basically that that you can actually have the door. You can open it whenever you like, basically, Aramis.
All right, sleep well. Call it when you're ready.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
He said, "Go ahead when you're ready."
Yeah, call it when you're ready. That's what he said.
Okay.
You ready for the door to open?
So, I'm just gonna yell as loud as I can. Rona, take cover! And,
Okay.
I am going to. Gosh, this is dangerous for Rona, though. I'm not sure this would do this. It's like so. I go up to Aramis like, wait. Rona's in there. I can't just do a full blitzkrieg in there. I want him dead. Got like.
What are we gonna do?
Esper Genesis people like the Fates here.
Yep.
Weighing good and evil. I can't just blindly send in a firestorm of death without knowing she's gonna be okay.
Why don't I go in and you put a barrier on? I'm happy with either.
Can I put a barrier on you right now?
Sure.
I put a barrier on her right now.
Okay. So you put the barrier on Petra, and
Can I say?
Okay.
All right. And I'm actually gonna go in with a flaming hammer this time.
Okay. So basically, you're doing like the count of three.
Yeah. Although they know they can see us. So.
Yeah. What does Kaz Hive Mind do?
So I'm thinking Kaz is like in the middle of that marching order, and he's gonna like follow her and go to the left.
Okay. So basically, it's 1, 2, 3, and then Kaz goes left. Petra goes forward. What about Aramis and Sleepwell?
I'm gonna be behind, one step behind Petra.
And Aramis?
One step behind Kaz.
Kaz or me?
Because Kaz is going to go to the left. Oh, you're going to be behind Kaz, but then when Kaz breaks to the left, what are you doing?
I'm going to go right, I'm going to go right in, essentially right next to him. Maybe even in front of him, but, kind of out of the way so that I've still got the ability to get a ranged shot off.
Got it. Okay. So, so you kind of do, 1, 2, 3, right? And you go through. Petra, you go in, and then everyone else does the things they were saying. As the door opens, you see that there are these 2 seats in front, which are the captain's seats, and of course there's the globe where you control things, are swiveled both to face you. In the left one is Rona, who is slumped over. You can see that she has blood coming from her head, where she's obviously just been struck. In the right chair, sort of sitting stiffly, is this very large looking guy who's got this sort of, the implants and all that type of stuff in him. Except as you sort of take in his face and look at him, you realize, now remember, from the vid screen, you were only able to see sort of top down, so you could see that he had these implants and you could see his size, but you couldn't really see his face very well. You saw the implants on the top. But as he swivels to face you, he looks at you, Sleepwell, and he says, again, now you hear him, and he's still got that kind of weird mechanical thing, and he says, I knew it would take a while to find you, but then we always do find you in the end, don't we, Sleepwell? You were looking at the face of your cybernetically implanted. And that is where we're going to close up the session.
Holy cow!
What? Holy shit!
Well, damn! Yeah. Great stuff, guys.
Awesome.
Great stuff. Second OBS is like, oh, never mind then. Yeah. Oh, the voices that con are not low enough. Rock God. Oh no! Exactly. Yep. Yep. Man on the run. May have been tracked down. We will see. So, this is a wonderful session. This is great stuff. And actually, the internet was not that bad. It held together enough for us to be able to do it. So this was awesome. And before I let these folks all go, we will play the video when we actually do the outro. But I do just want to say, first of all, this was great. So I want to start, first of all, by thanking Zach for being awesome, even though he's not with us today. Zach, we love you. We will have you back, of course, next month. And you will be back with us. And but in the meantime, I do want to give a thanks to the Hive Mind, otherwise known as the Chris's, Chris and Chris, and when he was here, Eric, and Rich a little bit for doing this. That was awesome, so thank you. But, of course, Chris is, as good as the Chris's were, of course, we need Zach to really invest Kaz with all of his authority. But you should follow Zach Clay, and we'll have him back with the Our Vocalists, and also, of course, with us next month. Moving right along to Carlos. Carlos, always a pleasure. And this was really enjoyable. How'd you feel about today? Where will the folks see you next?
So, two really standout things. Apparently, my butthole is a character now. You know?
Now it's a meme.
Yeah, it's like, I may have to roll stats for it for the next session. But, yeah, I mean, it was just tons of fun. But now, the second thing, Papa! So, excellent, exciting, holy shit, I mean, you know by the speech that he gave that he blames his father for everything, so...
I was so happy when you did the destruct code. I'm like, God, yes, I'm a genius. I knew he would do that. I had no idea. But anyway.
But so yeah, I mean, we're gonna get a little history, I think, the next time. And I'm super stoked. This is why you write character backgrounds. Your GMs will use them.
I do. I do indeed.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Wednesday I'm going to be at the Barnes and Noble on 14th Street, talking with some great middle grade writers about middle grade stuffs, and so I'm going to have a great event there. On Thursday I'm going to be at the Center for Fiction, which is a private library / nonprofit just to spread the word about fiction. I'll be giving a workshop with Fran Wild about tackling difficult topics in middle grade. And so both of us have, middle grade that is buoyant and wonderful, and yet, steeped in dark topics. And we're going to talk about how you pull that hat trick off, with your writing. And then I'll be back playing more games and enjoying the rest of Origins.
It's going to be awesome. Thank you, Carlos. Moving right along to the person who is closer to me, and yet on your screen to my left, but you get the idea. Kat, great stuff, Kat. How did you feel about today?
I thought it was a great session. I'm very excited to see more of Sleepwell's history unfold. I think that was just beautifully done. And I will be at Origins for another day. And then next week I will be at MosCon Revival in Moscow, Idaho. And then in July I'll be all over the place. I'll be at Confluence in Pittsburgh and Cascade Writers in Bellingham and Gen Con.
Yes, Gen Con. Good stuff. Yeah, and of course, and
June 24th.
Right, I was just going to say, and Monday the 24th, you will see, of course, Kat on Hearts of Wulin, where petals, there's just a lot of petals, very different. And if you're like, I want something where there's a lot more ridiculously complicated romances and lots of petals and some kung fu, then come back on Monday. If you're like, no cybernetics, how about petals? You can come back on Monday for that, Monday the 24th. But thank you, Kat. Always a pleasure. And I think the last person, of course, that we have to thank is, of course, our friend Johnny. Johnny, great stuff also. I was actually, again, really enjoying some of the kind of, I know it's not easy when you're on the other side of this and you're the only one that's not there and you're just kind of trying to listen in and everything, so I recognize that's not super easy, but thank you for bearing with it. And I think it came out reasonably well. How did you feel about today, and where will the fine folks see you next, sir?
Still jealous. Still gonna say that I'm still jealous not to be in that room right now. It was a great time. Love the butthole personality. Looking forward to how that plays out between Sleepwell and Aramis moving forward. It continues to reinforce the fun juvenile behavior that Sleepwell is. I love it. It was a good time today. Let's see, folks. My fun folks are going to see me at a couple places. A rescheduled game for Sunday on Little Red Dot's channel for Breakfast Cult, as far as I'm aware, is supposed to be happening. Then you fine folks can find me on Monday on my own channel, doing some fun stuff. And then next weekend, I will be doing a 6-hour charity stream in support of To Write Love on Her Arms, and we're going to be doing that from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific, so 4 to 10 Eastern, and you can find all the details out on my the pen post on my Twitter page, which is the Mid-Store Cowboy on Twitter. So thanks.
Awesome, yeah, and very good cause. Thanks, Johnny. It's always a great pleasure. And before I just wrap up with them, because as I said, we'll just go to the video outro. I do want to thank both Chris's. First of all, I want to thank this Chris from Alligator Alley, Chris, for having been with us and helped Carlos to level up, sleep well, and also having helped with the Hive Mind today. And thank you, of course, for contributing to this amazing game. So thank you, Chris. The other Chris, of course, I want to thank is my publisher for the Icarus Jelinek graphic novel. And again, I am super excited about that. We revealed the cover today of Icarus, and I do want to appeal to everybody. If you haven't backed it yet, please do so. Please go and check this out. It is again about a young man with wings who falls into the heart of a dormant volcano and the creatures he finds there. The art is extraordinary by Acela Fabio. The sort of team we've assembled is really amazing, and this is kind of a big deal for me. So I'm really hoping that we can get a good push on this. So please, if you haven't already done so, consider supporting it, and please spread the word. Spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. Any social media stuff you can do is very much appreciated. Thank you, Bostek. So yeah, but thanks to Chris for being here and for this amazing work on the cover today too. Acela's amazing art, but the work of lettering, layout, and all that stuff. So thank you. And Chris Suda, who, of course, was, is doing the lettering and layout overall. Chris Suda is. So, but thank you for that. Very excited to see how things go next. If you are in Columbus, Ohio, you should come check all of us out. Actually, all the people in this room are here, except for Johnny. Johnny's on Cali. But all of us here, Kat, Carlos, both Chris's, myself, are all here, and most of us are over right now in the authors area, which is right next to where we're doing this room. Actually, we're in the panel room A112. But if you're in Columbus, please come see us at A113, which is where, sorry, not A113, A111, basically the exposed area to the main hall. We've got books to sell, we've got cards to give away, and a lot of other stuff like that. So please come see us. We also have panels going on the next 2 days as well, so we can do that. I will be back to you folks streaming-wise tomorrow. I'll be doing with John Helfers, live and in person, D&D with Infinity and Beyond, Curse of Strahd. And I think that's the only thing that I really need to mention, other than to say thanks to everybody, and thank you to Alligator Alley for sponsoring us, of course, in this campaign. So I'm going to shut off the jukebox now, and that will give us a chance to slide over to do our video. And so I want to thank Carlos, Kat, and of course Johnny. We'll have Zach back next month as well. I'll see all of you lovely people tomorrow. Please spread the word about the show and about everything else, and I will see all you wonderful people soon. Bye-bye all.
When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I grew older, I set aside childish ways. Corinthians 13:11. In the distant future, mankind has spread into the stars and found it is not alone. Within the cluster of planets known as the Silrain Heart, many races strive for survival or supremacy. But throughout this array of planets, societies, and cultures, each has one thing in common: the Crucibles. Scattered throughout the galaxy, each moon-sized structure contains a core of raw sorin, a form of mysterious energy used to power ships, cities, and sometimes the warping of the fabric of reality itself. Beings who can do this have been given a name: Espers. The power of God has been granted to God's children. It is a time of terror. It is a time of wonder. It is the time of Esper Genesis.